the wagons are circled. Every wind is raided. It's football time in America, and this republic has never been stronger. The Sportsocracy, Beer City's best sports talk, live from the Ingalls studio.
It is ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, 1400, and the Sportsocracy is heard everywhere you go on the iHeartRadio app. You can see us live on YouTube. Go to thesportsocracy.com, click the live video link, subscribe to the channel. That way you can join us in the chat each and every day. All of the hottest topics in the NFL, always on the table. We've got free agency going on. Apparently, Captain Ayahuasca wants to be the vice president.
I'm not ready to talk about that. I'm not sure that I am mentally okay because I see how this could potentially end, and I'm not okay with it.
Potentially end?
Okay, so but you know what? You could say that I'm proudly letting my jet flag fly right now. Got it, wearing it proudly right here on the old chesticle. I could see a path where RFK Jr. goes, my running mate's going to be Aaron Rodgers, and he goes, stepping away from the game.
Oh, God.
It's not that I can't still play, so I don't want to. And you know where I heard that line one time before? From the last Green Bay Packer quarterback we did this with.
Jeremy's terrified to death that Aaron Rodgers is going to turn down his multi-million-dollar-a-year deal
to run with
the
a presidential candidate that has like less of a chance of becoming the next president of the United States than Yosemite Sam.
That's kind of my point. Do you ever? I was listening. I wake up at ungodly hours of the morning to bring you the news on 570 WWNC, and as I get up and I'm showering at 2:30 in the morning, I'm listening to the overnight talk shows, and the overnight talk shows are all like, oh, my God, Aaron Rodgers, this is just such a major distraction. Well, first off, Aaron Rodgers has been a distraction from the beginning. We told you that was going to happen.
I already hate doing this. I didn't want to do it in the first place. Then I got on board with it because, well, what else are you going to do? And now he's running for president.
Second, he's not running for president. Stop that.
He might. He's talking about it.
That's Robert F. Kennedy hoping that somebody's going to talk about his stupid-ass campaign for president. Because that guy, as you said, I got a better chance of being president than that guy does.
I don't know. I would take his odds over yours.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
The thing I don't understand is that it was Aaron Rodgers or Jesse the Body Ventura.
No, those were the top two.
I know.
Those were the top two.
That's the two. That's what I just said. That was the two candidates in theory. If you're trying to get people to talk about you, I don't think the hack former wrestler that was the governor of Minnesota, who talks really gravelly like me, but also kind of talks like he's wearing dentures that are 4 sizes too big.
We're going to reform this country, Mean Gene. We're just going to take it down.
That's not as good as your Bernie Sanders, but it ain't bad. It ain't bad.
It ain't bad.
Here's something we learned today.
I love
Jesse the Body Ventura impression.
I love Jesse the Body Ventura. The thing is, I love him as just that kooky old Gary Busey looking guy who's out of his damn mind.
Let's talk about buttered sausage. What does it do? Why is it here? Why is it on my plate? I don't like you. Bring back the regular sausage.
Aaron Rodgers, that is the dumbest story I think I've ever seen. RFK floating that Aaron Rodgers or Jesse the Body Ventura could be his running mates. And then there were 3 others on that list. Did you check those names?
No, I didn't.
They were
can I get? Are they actual
They're actual politicians. They're the ones that you should have led the story with.
Oh, they're politicians that he could run with. Joe Manchin.
Nope. I was surprised he wasn't on the list.
That kind of surprises me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know the other 3.
The first one was the correct answer, which was Tulsi Gabbard. If you're trying to give credence to a third party, that's the way to go. You're definitely not grabbing headlines, or you're grabbing headlines, but you're definitely not getting anybody interested by saying, oh, yeah, we could have Captain Ayahuasca or the Body.
Jesse the Body Ventura, Mean Gene.
You know, Tony Schiavone, when I came down to Asheville, North Carolina, I took one step off of the plane, And I went, this is the stupidest hick town I've ever been in.
You know, of all the things we prepped for this show, I mean, everything went to poop sandwich about 13 seconds before the cameras turned on. I did not have Tank does Jesse the Body Ventura on my bingo card, and we did it in the first 5 minutes.
Jesse wouldn't you just love to see him on a debate stage, though? Wouldn't you like to see him up there with Kamala Harris?
No, well, you know what I would like to see? I'd like to see him go full camel clutch on Sleepy Joe.
He comes up with the giant sunglasses and the big feather
boa. Yeah.
Those leopard print pants.
By the way,
Listen here, sister. We're taking back this country.
This is how my mayoral candidacy is going to go. I'm actually going to go straight Jesse the Body Ventura, wear a feather boa and leopard pants, and debate Esther Mannheimer. The only problem is that I talk like the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase. And so every time she said something stupid, I'd just go,
listen here, missy.
I did not expect that.
All right, anyway.
That's as much credence as we're going to give Vice President Rogers.
No doubt. This is the dumbest thing on the planet. We got the Carolina Panthers making moves as well.
Okay, look, I said this in our group chat yesterday. You're going to say I'm going full homer, but I live by a very simple credo of #no homer. Am I the only one that really likes what Dan Morgan's done so far? I mean, is it just me?
I'm all aboard. I'm all aboard. I told you when we saw him at the Combine that there's just that something about Dave Canales that makes me think that this is going to go well, that he's going to build this team. And it's weird how you put somebody in charge that we think has half a brain, right? I mean, to give him credit, we thought Scott Fitterer had half a brain before he went through the process. What?
Keep talking.
Oh.
I'm conjuring in my brain. Gambit fan just had a real good idea.
So anyway, now you have Dan Morgan in here making moves, and I trust Dave Canales. After he turned around Seattle's offense, after he turned around the Bucs offense, now he comes to Carolina, and what is he doing? He's bringing in guys that he's familiar with, guys that he knows can run his scheme, and they're doing the same thing on the defensive side of the ball, right? They went and got Damian Lewis, who was one of the key blockers for Seattle in the Geno Smith good year.
Yeah, that's the one that I haven't loved.
They may have overpaid for hhim. Okay, they did overpay for him.
No, it may be stupid that Jesse the Body Ventura may be running for vice president. It is definitely an overpay that they paid Damian Lewis that way.
But when you get your guy, right, you go get the guy that fits your scheme. And so Dave believes in him, and they gave him the deal.
All right, so just take the journey with me here. First of all, to what you said about Dave Canales, I agree with you. I said that after we were there for his media avail at the Combine. Dave Canales has he negotiates that line of eye contact perfectly. Because if it was any less, you would think he was disinterested. If it was any more, you would think he was half of that couple that buys you drinks on a cruise, and then the next thing you know, you're in a thing that starts with menage. I really believe in Dave Canales. I wasn't so sure about Dan Morgan, but now I'm looking at the roster. And all the things all of the objections I had. I'm not going to say you've alleviated all of them, but look how much better that offensive line looks now.
Mm-hmm.
Ike Mekwonu, that's still a huge, huge question mark to me. Because he's been good at times. He's been awful at times.
Mm-hmm.
But now I feel like we have one of the best guards in the league. I feel like we've got another one that I've seen be really good. Maybe last year was a blip, and if it was, then it wasn't actually an overpay. I got Taylor Moton, who was the one that I always believed in on the right side. Slide Austin Corbett into center.
Yeah.
I can win with that line.
That seems just fine to me.
I can win with that line. Your wide receivers. You had Deontay Johnson in the deal yesterday, which, by the way, how you got the Pittsburgh Steelers to take Dante Jackson, I don't know. I don't know if I don't know if he said it was Randy Jackson and they just did the old switcheroo with some. I don't know. I do not know how a smart GM like that went. Dante Jackson, yes, sign me up. Deontay Johnson's a head case. I get it. I don't care.
we're trading head case for head case.
Well,
here.
you're also trading for a head case that he doesn't play zone so good. Apparently nobody asked. So
no, I never.
But now
asked
you've
how
got
much.
Deontay Johnson as your legit one. Adam Thielen in the slot. Jonathan Mingo on the outside. I can win with that. I still need a tight end. Tommy Tremble just doesn't really do it for me. But I've got enough talent on that offense that I feel like I can at least get a better view of what I have in Bryce Young, which is what this whole franchise depends on.
Yes.
Then I look to the defense. All right, you didn't overpay on Brian Burns. You actually got a second-round pick out of it, which a lot of people, it should have been a first. It was never going to be.
It should have been a first a year ago, 2 years ago.
By the way, and I have to say this. We talk about that Rams thing like it was just a given that they were going to do that. You do know that nobody can actually prove that that's true. The Rams hinted at that they were ready to do that. Nobody yet has said, yeah, we turned down that offer. And you shouldn't.
They're never going to admit that they turned down that offer.
That would be kind of like saying that you ate garbage.
Right.
Well, this one time I ate a Hostess cake out of the garbage.
Well,
you should not have told me that.
Well, especially now that Scott Fitterer, I mean, he's probably never going to be touched again. I mean, maybe at some point he will be. He'll go through the process.
I can't vouch as to whether he'll be touched again. I can tell you that no NFL team will look to employ him. What he does behind the privacy of a closed door, that's none of my business. I don't know if he'll ever be touched again.
He's never getting a scouting job again. He'll never be in somebody's front office again.
I don't know that he would want to. Once you get to the apex, it's kind of hard to go, hey, I'm a regional scout for the Houston Texans.
Well, you want to stay in the game somehow.
Did he used to be the GM for the Panthers? Nope, that's another guy.
Everybody wants to stay in the game somehow, and I don't know that he'll never get a look again or he'll never be on another staff again, but if that story came out, that indeed was an offer, then yeah, you're not getting a job again. You had an offer on the table for a first-round pick, maybe 2 first-round picks and a second. I think that was the highest that the rumor ever got, was 2 first-rounders and 1 second-round pick for Brian Burns. Yeah, you're never coming out and saying that was an actual offer. That would have to come from Los Angeles, and I don't think they'll ever say it either.
And I guess that's what I'm saying, is now that I look at the defense, and I didn't like that you let Frankie Louvu walk. Well, you replaced him with Josie Jewell.
Yes, you did.
That's fine.
I like Josie Jewell.
I do too. I always have.
And in that
funny thing is, he's a poor man's version of Frankie Louvu.
Exactly. I thought the same thing when I saw it this morning. Was Ejiro Evero. He had that pegged of, okay, well, I'm losing Frankie. I had a guy that did that just fine a couple of years ago in Denver, and he went out and got him. It's bringing in guys that you trust.
And I guess what I'm looking at now is that you've got 2 picks in the 30s, the 33 and 39.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to add 2 more impact starters there. And honestly, I think they need to go on the defense. I really do. You've done enough in free agency here. I don't think you have to shoehorn an offensive lineman. I don't think you have to shoehorn a wide receiver. You're okay. Now you need a pass rusher real, real, real bad. And before you tell me Jadeveon Clowney, stop it.
Jadeveon Clowney, I think he's an okay addition, but you're not bringing him in to be the guy, right? This is what we talked about yesterday with bringing in all the different guys that can fill the roles. I need my third down specialist, my second down specialist, my rush package specialist, whatever. Jadeveon Clowney would be part of that mix. You're definitely going out and getting one. You lost Brian Burns.
You've also got to remember you still got Amari Barno that, from everything I've been told, they still believe in.
Okay.
He had
a lot of talent coming in. I've never seen it.
Well, you're going to need a second corner. You might need a third because I don't really trust J.C. Horn to stay healthy all that much.
Mm-hmm.
But if he does, you add a pass rusher. I don't think there's any reason to think that this team can't be competitive. Look, you're not winning this division. You're just not.
No.
Stephen Tao said, yeah, you really believed in their moves last year.
We did.
No. Don't get that messed up. We didn't love the moves. I thought it was completely clueless that your number 1 receiver was Adam Thielen. I thought that division was so bad and the quarterbacks were so bad that you were going to win it. But if you remember, by the time that season started, I got into a rather uncomfortable discussion with Adam Gold of you do realize this could start real bad, and I'm not sure how much better it's going to get.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I still don't believe in the division. You overpaid Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, we did.
Kirk Cousins you have way more faith in him than I do. I mean, he's still clearly the best quarterback in this division, but that's not saying much. That's like saying you're the preschooler with the least filled diaper. Awesome.
Yeah, but I'm still the third best quarterback in the NFC.
I don't
somewhere in the top
that
5.
I agree with that. You're up there somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Which, I mean, you're not elite. I mean, it should tell you something. Viking fans were making fun of you for saying that was the best offseason move yesterday.
That's fine.
I don't understand. I'm kind of in the middle of, it's fine. I understand why you did it. It puts you in a spot to win the division. But I'm looking at Carolina going, this feels like it's a long-term play. And this doesn't feel like they're resigned to, well, Bryce Young's just a spent cost.
No, you can't.
Because Deontay Johnson's not a receiver that you bring in with a quarterback that's a spent cost.
No.
He's I'll be nice here and say he's a bit of a head case.
I mean,
but he's super talented.
Are they working long-term deal with him? Or do you let it ride for the 1 year? He's only got 1 year left.
Yeah, I'll let it ride for the 1 year.
See how it goes. And it may just be a $10 million rental.
And that's
but
fine.
Still, that's to me, that's a heck of a value.
Yeah, because you took $10 million off Dante Jackson that I would literally rather have stacked in a warehouse and set on fire.
Mm-hmm.
Because he is bad at football, and I cannot wait for Steelers fans to watch him.
Yep. I was among that group, Stephen, of I kind of like the moves that they made last year. We criticized the trade up to 1, but once you pull the trigger on that, now you got to make the best decision that you possibly can. I agreed with Bryce Young being the decision there. I thought they had brought in enough talent to rebuild the offensive line, and they didn't. I thought they would improve. I thought the coaching staff would make up for a lot of the talent that was lacking on the team, and it just never did. It never clicked together, and here you are.
I can tell you that the one thing that dealing with the Panthers guys around the combine, the one thing that I noticed, and it was consistent, and it was with all of them, they were not treating this Bryce Young thing like it was some epic mistake.
Mm-hmm.
They were treating it like we boo-booed last year because Frank Reich was the wrong hire. But we really believe in Dave Canales. We really believe in Dan Morgan. And that was before they made a move. Zion in the YouTube chat said Carolina needs to trade for T. Higgins. I don't know that that's happening because you have so limited capital. Because the pieces just don't fit. If you're going to do that, why did you make the move on Deontay Johnson, who's better out of the slot anyway? So is Adam Thielen. What are you going to do with Jonathan Mingo, who you took in the second round last year? I agree with you. They would be better that way. I'm just not sure you can use the second round pick that way. Because right now that defense is looking a little bare.
So what could they add to it?
But by the way,
though?
This is what good teams do, by the way. I don't, especially when you're not competitive for a Super Bowl, which I don't care how you are, you're 3 years away from even discussing that. But what smart GMs do is they fill holes so no hole is so unbelievably pressing that I have to use draft capital on it. This kind of goes to that same thing that I said yesterday about quarterbacks. None of the quarterbacks are worth a top 15 pick outside of those top 3. You're so desperate for one that you'll shoehorn it. And that's how bad teams become god-awful. That's how good teams become bad. And that's how Super Bowl contenders become also-rans. Because you start reaching in the draft. Good teams don't reach. You asked what can they add? Whatever falls.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sitting in a spot where I got 2 picks in the 30s. I know definitively there will be guys that are in maybe even the teens for me, but certainly in the 20s that are going to fall in my lap. That's what I'm going to add because I don't have any position that I have to do something.
Just the best player available at that point.
And I'm going to prefer the defense, but I'm not going to tell you if a tackle fell to me that I wouldn't take a stab at it.
Mm-hmm.
I saw Matthew Hoffman said running back. Anybody that takes a running back in a pick that doesn't start with a 7 or higher, I am going to publicly ridicule. I don't care who you are. Because there's not a running back in this class that should even be discussed until the third round.
No Brooks, no Benson.
Had Brooks not blown his knee out, then we would be talking about him. Trey Benson's way lower on a lot of people's boards than I thought.
Mm-hmm.
He's high for me, but not to that level.
Yeah. You're in the Sportsocracy, and this is ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400. We'll be right back.
Bonus savings on top brands and better sleep are all the buzz at Mattress Firm's Friends and Family sale. Hurry in to save up to $700 with your extra discount. You'll even get a free adjustable base on select beds. Plus, if you see a lower price, Mattress Firm will match it. Restrictions apply.
Worry less about spring cleaning and call Zero Res Carpet and Air Duct Cleaning. Mention ESPN Asheville, and you'll get 3 rooms of carpet cleaned for $129 plus a free hallway. Book online at ZeroResAsheville.com.
Hi, can I get a scratch off?
Whoa, time out.
Who are you?
I'm your Play Smarts champ. I'm here to help you make informed decisions before you play the lottery. Do you know how the odds work?
Not really.
Well, every scratch-off has the odds of winning printed on the back. And the odds show us how many winners there are overall in the game, but not where we'll find them.
So buying tickets in a row doesn't guarantee that one of them will be a winner.
That's right, Chief. Winning is random.
Got it, Coach.
When you play the lottery, play smart. Must be 18 to play. Problem Gambling Helpline 877-718-5543.
Tax Talk with Straight Talk.
You give and you give. This tax season, you get with Straight Talk Wireless. You get a reliable 5G network and unlimited data and a new Samsung Galaxy A15 for just $99. So you can give your janky phone to your kid. Yeah! Good talk.
Switch to Straight Talk for plans starting as low as $25 a line per month for 4 lines. Find us at Walmart and StraightTalk.com. For network management practices, visit StraightTalk.com. Device offer ends 4/14/24. In-store activation on single Silver Unlimited plan or higher required. Family plan discount with 4 lines all on the Silver Unlimited plan. Taxes and fees apply.
The free iHeartRadio app has over 100 commercial-free stations waiting for you to explore right now. Like Alternative Rewind, where all rock began. R.E.M., The Cure, Depeche Mode, Pretenders, Talking Heads, and more. Just open the free iHeartRadio app, search Alternative Rewind, and listen now. iHeartRadio. Free never sounded so good.
Showtime Sports and Mountain Graphics have teamed up under new ownership by an Asheville native to better serve our community with the finest custom apparel and unique branded items at the best price. Showtime Sports and Mountain Graphics can customize whatever you, your team, business, or local group may need through high-quality screen printing, embroidery, and laser engraving right here in Asheville. Free personal delivery within Buncombe County and a reduced delivery fee anywhere in Western North Carolina. Visit ShowtimeSportsAVL.com and MountainGraphicsAVL.com. Your one-stop custom apparel shops.
It's the moment you dream of, the moment you work for, train for, run wind sprints when nobody's watching for, the moment when hours of gym time, court time, prep time, all culminate into this time, the moment when millions of bounces, blocks, and boards all add up to this, your moment. Ingalls, we're with you every step of the way.
The best season of the year is here.
Tailgate season.
Monster Brewing presents this season's MVP.
The Beast Unleashed.
With 4 bold, familiar flavors.
With 0 caffeine and 0 sugar.
Beast Unleashed is your new pregame ritual.
With white haze, mean green, peach perfect, and scary berries, there's a flavor for every fan. The Beast Unleashed.
6% alcohol by volume. Unleashed responsibly. Must be 21 or over. Beast Unleashed available at your local retailer.
The Sportsocracy.
That is some good, clean family fun there, eh, Cot?
It is ESPN Asheville. We're live at the Ingalls studio. Seen everywhere on YouTube, and Carolina Panthers making moves, as I said. I'm really liking the way that this is going.
I mean, I think you should. I think Panther fans should be encouraged. The only problem is that this is really your year because, well, New Orleans is going to be – they're going to be fine once they have a good coach.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to have some competition is basically what I will say. I mean, not out of your team because that is a disaster just waiting. That's a disaster looking for a location. It's coming. Have no fear.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's
emboldened Todd Bowles and expensive Baker Mayfield.
Woo! With Liam Cohen running the show.
That's like going to a strip club with Monopoly money. It's going to be a sad night for you.
It might look good on a spreadsheet, but it ain't gonna pay off for you.
Jack S. commenting in our YouTube comments about Aaron Rodgers running for vice president potentially. Mm-hmm. He said he'd really rather have Borat than Aaron Rodgers as vice president. Whoa. Great success. I like you. Do you like me?
I mean,
I like sex.
It'd be about as
let Jalen Johnson in here.
Easy there. He's in pain.
Tease and pace. Tease and pace.
Of course, that's how he likes it.
Addiction. There's a joke I want to tell so bad, and I'd get so fired.
You cannot do it. No, I mean, anybody could do that.
Did you ever blank for weed? You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about.
Carolina Panthers, are you going winners so far?
I would say they've done well, yes. I would say they've done well. You know who's not done well?
Who's that?
The Dallas Cowboys. Hey, that meme of the little stick figure with a stick just going, hey.
You go do something?
Do something. I do love that they announced they had re-signed their long snapper to a 1-year deal. Told you.
Yep.
We did something.
I was reading one of the articles this morning from the Dallas Cowboys insider. It's a good thing that the Cowboys didn't come out in the first day and just spend a boatload of money. Shows restraint, shows a lot of maturity on this front office. Just letting all the deals happen, the crazy deals, and then we'll come in with the values later. That's a lot of Kool-Aid, brother, and I think you might have snorted some of it.
Yeah, you took the dust and you channeled your inner Nate Newton and just went, oh, yeah. Did you see Des Bryant came out and told Dak Prescott to get prepared that he's going to get blamed for this?
No doubt.
Why are we still listening to anything Des Bryant has to say?
He's
First
right.
of all, you might be the most overrated receiver in my lifetime, and that is saying a lot.
He's right, though. Dak Prescott will get all the blame for this. If they do nothing, the story next year will be all about how Dak let them down again.
But I mean, that's the way this is going to go. He earns the shade. Dak Prescott has never once caught shade for anything that he was completely innocent in. Oh, by the way, just the game that ended your season, you remember that one? Where old Dakota looked like he went shot for shot with Gary Busey because he couldn't figure out that his team doesn't wear green. That's on you. Stop giving him excuses. Well, the Cowboys are putting anything around. You have CeeDee Lamb, bruh, in a conference that is not good. Stop building in excuses for him to be a bum.
A bum. I mean, he did lose.
Good Lord.
He did have the throw that ended the season. So.
Former Dallas Cowboys give more excuses for Dakota Prescott. I've never seen anything like it. The loser guy I went to high school with that got the one cheerleader to date him did not make this many excuses for when she had to work late when she worked at Kinko's. She has to work. Bro, they closed like 6 hours ago. What do you think she's... Oh, I know what she...
Late night printing jobs.
This is going to be sad for you. You're going to be a sad panda when this is all said and done. I don't want to be here for it.
Oh, when he finally figures it out.
I have to wash my hair that night. I'm good.
Regardless of what happens, Dak Prescott will get the blame. But that's what you take on when you are the quarterback of America's team.
Stop.
And he's not that good.
Stop that.
What?
We don't do that on this show. They're not America's team. That is the dumbest thing we do in all of sports.
Mm-hmm.
And that's, I'm encompassing it all, and we still play baseball. America's team. This is not America's team just because they have a star and they wear red, white, and blue jerseys every once in a while. America's team. Yeah, they were when VHS tapes sold
most popular
well.
team in America, right?
Most
valuable
I don't know
team
that that's. I don't know that that's still true that they're the most popular.
Maybe not.
I know it got really close.
Mm-hmm.
And now, New England, that's the other America's team. Just total aside, because I love taking shots at New England, and I'll take them any opportunity I get. Have you ever seen a team spend more money to bring back the third worst roster in the NFL? I love every time that gets tweeted out. Well, this was a core piece. Anthony Jennings. This morning, Ian Rappaport tweeted out a real core piece of a team that won 4 games.
Mm-hmm.
You are now $200 million more in debt to a team that won 4 games. And you have Bailey Zappi at quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go. Calvin, and another aside about New England. Can we stop talking about Calvin Ridley's trying to decide between the Jacksonville Jaguars and the New England Patriots? He's trying to decide between a lot of money and abject sadness and a lot of losing. Or a little money, better weather, more mullets and jorts, and a shot to win a playoff game.
Mm-hmm.
That's the decision here. It's not, well, do I want to live in Massachusetts? No, it's, do I want to make a bajillion $, or do I want to make a little $?
Right.
Oh, I think we have breaking news.
How vast of a difference is that? Reportedly, the money difference between New England.
Reportedly, I don't have a read on that.
Oh, okay.
The sheer fact that he's considering it means it's a mess. In the words of Zach Galifianakis, it's a mess. Or we wouldn't be talking about this.
Okay, fair enough. We've got breaking news.
Breaking news!
Who's gonna break the news? Who's gonna break the news? Who's gonna break the news? Who's gonna break the news?
This one makes me happy.
I seen that.
I'm gonna let my jet flag fly. The New York Jets are trading the 112th pick and 218th pick in this here upcoming NFL draft for Morgan Moses of the Baltimore Ravens and the 134th pick.
Okay.
There's your right tackle, boys and girls. We reunite. We are uniters, not dividers. Bringing John Simpson and Morgan Moses back together. It's offensive line. Let's go.
Mm-hmm.
To protect Vice President Ayahuasca.
The VP of Crimes is actually what we'll call him.
I think VP of Crimes is what we should call you.
Hey, what are you, a cop?
No. No, I'm not.
That's
a good move for the Jets.
You've got an offensive line now.
You've got pieces. You still need a left tackle, but I have a funny feeling that's what's going to happen at 10.
Mm-hmm.
All that Talese Fuaga stuff.
Forget
New
it.
Orleans Saints, if you really want Fuaga, he's probably going to be there for you. Because that means they have pretty good opinions that Olaf Fashanu or Joe Alt is going to be there at 10. Or they're going to make a move. I don't know which one.
Yeah, you're making a move for David Bakhtiari.
Stop that. As a swing tackle, I have no problem if they draft Fashanu, and then you have Bakhtiari as your extra tackle. That's fine. His knees are made of bubble wrap, and I don't want to trust that.
Right.
Because bubble wrap pops really easily.
You are in the Sportsocracy, and this is ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400. Take a quick break, and when we come back, it'll be time to get just a bit outside.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Dragging along through this midweek forecast, and our hump day looks absolutely beautiful. I hope you get some time later today to enjoy the sunshine. Got 2 more days of this, and then wet weather as we look ahead toward Friday. Some showers, thunderstorms around, but it's still going to stay mild. Near 70 today and sunny tonight. Lows in the low 40s and clear. Tomorrow, plenty of sunshine and the warmest day of the week, 75. A few showers, thunderstorms Friday, 70 degrees. From the Weather Channel, I'm Ray Stajic.
This report is sponsored by Apple Tree Superstore.
Apple Tree Superstore is committed to offering you professional service and a great experience. Brand new Hondas, brand new Acuras, and a large selection of local trade-ins all on one lot. Apple Tree Superstore, online at appletreesuperstore.com and located I-26 at Airport Road, Asheville.
And now another no-brainer money-saving tip from Progressive.
Marcus, what happened?
I was changing my oil and I spilled some on the floor.
Oh, we'll use these $50 bills to wipe it up.
Perfect. Got any more?
Yeah, take a couple hundred.
Stop. Instead of using money, use an old rag. And here's a better tip from Progressive on how not to waste money. Don't pay too much for car insurance. Drivers who switch and save could save hundreds. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states.
Looking for a new career, great benefits, a safe work environment, and on-the-job training? Meet UPM Raflatac, a global manufacturer of label materials, now hiring in Mills River and Fletcher. Feel good about where you work. Learn more at rafjob.com. That's RAFJOB.com.
If cleanliness is next to godliness, look around the car right now. Is that very godly? Look, life comes at you fast, but so does WNC Auto Detailing. They have the tools to make your interior look like it's coming off the showroom floor. You don't believe me? Check them out on Instagram. All that filth and years of stains disappear. WNC Auto Detailing does full interior and exterior details with paint correction, and they do wax and ceramic coatings. Call WNC Auto Detailing at 455-3700. Premium care with a Southern hospitality touch.
You might not know this, but the Ingalls Bakery is actually a bakery. As in, we bake things, really delicious things. Things like crusty breads just waiting for that scrumptious strawberry jam. Apple fritters to pair perfectly with that morning cup of coffee. Cakes for any occasion, customized to your precise standards. And did we mention the cookies? It's all in the bag. Ingalls. Low prices, love the savings.
We're back counting down to kickoff. Let's look at today's 3 keys to premium pre-gaming with Beast Unleashed, presented by Monster Brewing. Number 1, beat the heat.
Unleash the beast with bold, familiar flavors, 0 caffeine and 0 sugar.
Number 2, running the option.
There's 4 to choose from: White Haze, Peach Perfect, Scary Berries, and my personal favorite, Mean Green.
And number 3, at 6% ABV, Max Protect.
Always drink responsibly, and you must be 21 or over.
Beast Unleashed. Available at your local retailer.
If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate in the mountains, you need to call the agents at Clarissa Sells WNC, brokered by eXp Realty. Check us out online at clarissasellswnc.com. Download our free app on Google Play or the App Store. Type in Asheville Home Search. You'll be able to connect with our team and see all the available homes for sale in our area. For more information, contact us today at 828-774-6343 or clarissasellswnc@gmail.com.
Boy, you must be outside your mind.
The Sportsocracy.
Just a bit outside. He tried the corner and missed.
Back at the Ingalls studio, it is the Sportsocracy. And golf courses are dangerous places, Jeremy. I mean, I once saw...
For squirrels, yes.
I once saw the movie Happy Gilmore. And I thought this was just something that they just made it up for the movie, and I'm sure that they did. But we had this kind of play out in real life the other day, art or life imitating art, if you will. Fisherman down in, guess where? Florida. Fisherman down in Florida. He was on a golf course, and he was fishing in the pond, which.
So, it was a pond and not a creek? Is that what you're telling me?
I guess. And I mean, I guess there are fish that live in the ponds, but I didn't think a golf course was really where you would go fishing.
Oh, you shouldn't. That's a bad idea.
But
they
anyway,
also have
did.
gooses. And trust me, you see a goose on a golf course, you go the opposite way. I know from experience.
Anyway, he did. He was fishing on the golf course in a Leesburg, Florida neighborhood on Sunday, when all of a sudden a 9-foot 3-inch alligator came up out of the water and lunged at him. I don't know if he was I guess he was going for his ball, and the gator was there, and I don't know why you would continue to reach out for the ball once you see the gator, but apparently he did, and the gator lunged at him and snapped off his hand.
Oh, so he went full what was his name? Chubbs.
Yeah, bit it off. OFF off.
Did they give him a really bad fictitious hand like they gave Chubbs in Happy Gilmore?
One witness said that the victim was on the ground facing the gator, and then the gator got the guy's hand, took him into the death roll. They called 911, and on the 911 call, you can hear the person on the golf course saying, "There's a gator attacking a man in my backyard." And then about 5 seconds later, Oh, his hand is gone. Now, the gator was later caught by Fish and Wildlife down in Florida.
They eat it?
See, that's my question. They would not respond to the reporters wanting a statement on what happened to the gator, but I feel like if a gator bites your hand off, shouldn't Fish and Wildlife take that thing and just, here, you do what you want with it. It's payback time.
Tappity. Little tap-a-roo.
I want my hand back.
Well, I mean, I don't.
Now I will fillet that sucker just to
really,
get it back.
I don't really think that's how that works. They don't just pop it back in place. It's got ligaments and tendons.
You could. You find a good surgeon.
My story is about Philadelphia Eagle offensive lineman Landon Dickerson. He just signed a deal worth $1 bajillion, and he deserved every cent of it. If you remember the year he got drafted, Tank and I were both big Landon Dickerson fans. Still don't understand how he was not as good at Florida State. I'll never understand that. Damn you, Willie Taggart. Sorry. Got a staggering $50 million guaranteed, $20 million in signing bonus. They asked him in his press conference what he would be splurging on. And you'd think maybe a new house, maybe take the family on a nice vacation, maybe buy a boat. What do you think Landon Dickerson going to do with his signing bonus? There's only one item he really wants.
Mini fridge.
I may go get a new lawnmower. Okay.
That sounds good.
Now, I do have to state this. I don't cut my own grass. I haven't cut my own grass in many years.
Mm-hmm.
You know why? Because I don't want to. And the smell of freshly cut grass makes Jeremy's allergies just go, so, no. Do you really think Landon Dickerson mows his own grass?
Yes, I do.
Really?
Yes.
Are you one of those people that enjoys that?
Yes, I am.
Can you explain that to me?
I like being outside.
Okay, being outside is awful. Right. That's where all the terrifying things, the birds, the squirrels, the government drones, everything that's surveilling us is outside.
I like the solitude of it. Obviously, as a parent, when you have children in the house, you're looking for excuses to just be alone with your thoughts. It's a good time to think. Be outside, get a little exercise, and I love the smell of freshly cut grass. It's one of my all-time favorite smells.
Ugh.
And I don't have allergies, so
I'm a house cat.
So for me, like when it's grass cutting time, I mean, I can get enjoyment out of that. And for
my dad always could too.
Yeah.
And I never understood that.
And for a guy like Landon Dickerson, I have to imagine that he's probably got a large piece of property. He's probably going to buy himself one of them big old Kubotas or something, one of them riding lawnmowers that's the Cadillac of riding lawnmowers, and he'll just tool around and.
Wait a minute! I just thought of something.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have a riding lawnmower.
I don't.
So you enjoy taking a push mower.
Yes. Like a good sweat every now and then.
I can think of a lot of ways to get in a good sweat. Many of them that are way more enjoyable than this. One of them that Jalen Johnson just said, I have a problem with.
Yeah, but I can't do that for a solid hour, okay? Mowing my grass, I can get
It takes you an hour to mow
60.
the amount of grass that you have?
No, you remember where I used to live.
Yes.
That big place, that used to take me like half a day. It used to take me 3 hours to do that with a push mower.
Yeah,
I'll spend an
loves
entire
mowing
Saturday
grass.
doing that.
My dad loves mowing grass. Mm-hmm. And look, my family lives on a farm. We've talked about this before. We have a large farm that belonged to my grandfather, and Dad's got a ton of grass. And he loves mowing it. He'll spend days just mowing grass. And I know his response would be, I don't do it because I love it. I do it because I have to. I got it. You've never hired a guy to do it, which means you obviously like it to a certain point. I just don't understand liking it.
Mm-hmm.
I understand liking the result. I just don't. Hey, this will be fun.
Well, it's not. I have never gone, hey, this is going to be fun. Let's go do this. It's usually just, it's a nice day.
There's one acceptable. There is one acceptable answer for why you would. It is the one time that I am allowed to put a beer in a cup holder and ride around.
There you go.
That I get.
And that's probably...
And it's not crimes.
That's probably what Landon will do.
Oh, no doubt. Landon Dickerson strikes me as a domestic lights kind of guy.
Or maybe he wants to do it all with the push mower. Maybe a little extra cardio activity. I don't know what his deal is.
Morris Chestrock has instructed us that we have breaking news.
Morris what?
Chestrock.
Chestrock. All right.
Who's gonna break the news? Who's gonna break the news? Who's gonna break the news? Who's gonna break the news?
It's from our buddy Shefty. The Houston Texans are trading defensive tackle Malik Collins to the San Francisco 49ers.
There you go, taking the Javon Kinlaw spot.
How many defensive linemen do you need? I think every signing from San Francisco has been a defensive lineman.
As many as it takes.
Said you needed some tackles. Apparently, you didn't hear the offensive part of that. Because
We're gonna get to that.
See, listen, John. Your biggest problem in the Super Bowl was not your defensive line; it was your offensive line.
You got to keep that pressure up on the defensive side.
I get it.
Very important.
I get it. Ben Whitley with a really good point in our YouTube chat as well that Calvin Ridley is probably going to sign back with Jacksonville, and he's going to wait until 4:01 this afternoon to do so. You know what that means, right?
No.
So Jacksonville gets a 2, or Atlanta gets a 2 from Jacksonville if he's on the if he's on the roster at 4:00.
Okay.
At 4:01, that becomes a third-round pick no matter what, whether he resigns or not. So there is something to that. It's also funny that somebody would put that.
That he would wait until the pick goes lower?
Yeah.
To sign with his new team.
Well, his new team's the team that traded for him. The pick goes to Atlanta as return for trading him from Atlanta to Jacksonville.
Okay, all right. Now, that wasn't jiving in my head. I was thinking, so if he – all right. I'm all clear now. I got it. It makes sense in my head. I thought I was interpreting that the backwards way.
I was about to say, I'm going to draw you a picture here in a second.
Yeah, no, it was completely going. It's been a long day. It's been a long, what is this now, day 10 straight for me of being in this studio, and I am so glad that we'll have an off day tomorrow.
We do have an off day
tomorrow. We will not be here with you tomorrow. You, at this time, will be getting ready for the tip-off, or no, I guess it'll be through the first half.
You'll be almost at halftime.
Yeah, this will be through the first half of the Carolina game, third round of the ACC tournament tomorrow, by the way. Let's go Syracuse. Did you lay on that tonight? A little NC State action going on?
No.
No?
I make a steadfast rule of games that would make my eyes bleed to watch, I will not wager. Although I do live by a very simple credo, which is wager, don't watch.
Yep.
And now, here in the state of North Carolina, you got a great reason.
Look at that.
Because it's legal. It's legal, boys and girls. DraftKings Sportsbook is live here in the Tar Heel State. Now, no matter where you are, from right here in Asheville all the way to the coast of Wilmington, you can take out your little smartphone, download the DraftKings Sportsbook app, and you make a wager on anything you want to. You can go like Tank does with college basketball. You can do the NBA. You can do spring training, Major League Baseball. You can go as deep as I do with Russian table tennis. It doesn't matter. You can wager it with DraftKings Sportsbook. And for a limited time, new customers who sign up with my promo code JGBETS and bet $5 will receive $250 instantly in bonus bets. Whether you prefer playing player props, same-game parlays, or you just want to play that gut feeling because you think a game's going over or under, you can do it all with DraftKings Sportsbook. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now using code JGBETS and bet $5 to get $250 instantly in bonus bets. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook with code JGBETS. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 877-718-5543 or visit morethanagame.nc.gov. 21 plus, North Carolina only, new customers only, subject to regulatory licensing requirements. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. Deposit, wagering, and eligibility restrictions apply. Terms at DraftKings.com/sportsbook/NC.
I really felt like Jeremy Greene last night because I was laying in bed right before I'm going to bed.
Did you recite that?
And I'm looking through my phone on the DraftKings Sportsbook app, and I'm like, should I live bet these games?
Oh,
should I just pick this up? And I did it once, and I went, yep, that's why we don't do that.
Yeah, because see, the odds adjust with the game.
They do, and see, that's where I got caught. Like I just pulled it up, and I went, ooh, this game's in overtime, and the odds just went up to plus 300 for this other team, and they're only down 2. Let's just live bet that.
There's a reason for
that. Yeah.
Take a stab.
I figured that out last night. So
what percentage of Jeremy's
responsible.
money on DraftKings do you think he makes live betting?
Oh, I have no idea.
I bet it's 75% at minimum.
Really?
Especially with DC streams, I can just throw 4 games up there and go,
which one of
You're
these?
shooting 70% from 3. You're only up by 4. Bet you lose. Because I'm going to bet you don't keep shooting 70%. Because that is not sustainable.
I think we all, if you took Jeremy's advice yesterday on St. Mary's, tip the cap to you, sir. Thank you for that money.
I was heavy on that.
I was thinking about it all day, and then I remembered you said it, and I went, you know what? I think he's right. I think St. Mary's is going to win this outright. So I went St. Mary's on the spread. I went St. Mary's on the money line. 2 winners. Woke up this morning with I put 25 in it the other day. Woke up this morning with $175 in my DraftKings account, making all the monies. If I hit my bets tonight, I will 10 times my money in the first 3 days of 3 days of legal gambling.
Ooh, ask
here in the state of
Jeremy
North
what the
Carolina.
balance of his DraftKings account is.
Nobody cares.
I'll give you a hint. It's got a comma in it. There's more than one position on the left side of the comma.
Mr. Moneybags.
Oh, it's not that. I've been doing this for a while. I
letting her
consolidated all of the things that I had been doing into one, and now I feel powerful.
Right. So if you're a heavy hitter or you're just, you want to dabble, you want to have a little bit more fun like me, DraftKings Sportsbook is the one to do it with right here in the state of North Carolina.
And here's the thing. It doesn't matter. You don't have to be a professional gambler. I think every person that works in this company has asked me, hey, I want to do blank. How do you do that? And you, the great listeners of this program, can do that as well. All you have to do is send me a message on the old Twitter box at ESPN Draft Nerd.
You're in the Sportsocracy, and this is ESPN Asheville. Jeremy's Picks of the Night coming up next.
Thursday, April 11th, the Orange Peel presents the Disco Biscuits. Get your tickets now online at theorangepeel.net. Don't miss the Disco Biscuits live April 11th. See you at the Peel.
Hey, it's Mark Starling from First News on 570, and I've been going to Summit Dental in Asheville with Dr. Chad Reinhardt for years. They're fantastic, but you don't have to take my word for it. Check out some of these 5-star reviews from Google. After searching for a dentist for months, I finally found this place. I needed some serious dental work, and they got me in within a week. If you're anxious about going to the dentist, I assure you this is the place that can give you a new outlook on having dental work done. They're upfront, honest, and caring people who only want the best for their patients. You gotta check out Summit Dental in Asheville with Dr. Chad Reinhardt, home of the Comfort Menu.
The most common form of treatment for the arthritic joints is normally cortisone injections and gel shots and over-the-counter medications. And most patients have tried all of that and are still in pain.
Every day, Dr. Aaron Wolkoff, a QC Kinetics medical director, meets patients who have exhausted every method to get relief. They've been told surgery is their only option.
They want to stay away from that path, and they come to us almost as the last hope. So we're using our own body's properties to help manage pain, to help slow arthritis down, keep the patients active with no downtime, and get them back to what they enjoy doing. I mean, I love what I do.
QC Kinetics regenerative treatments from our board-certified providers help heal and restore aching joints. No surgery, harmful drugs, or downtime. Call for your free consultation today.
Call QC Kinetics, 828-333-9517. That's 828-333-9517. 828-333-9517.
Crooked teeth may embarrass kids whose families can't afford braces. and trying to fix their teeth themselves can make things worse. Luckily, there's Donated Orthodontic Services, a program from the American Association of Orthodontists. For children and teens who qualify and are matched with a volunteer orthodontist, treatment can be life-changing and help them smile with confidence. Learn more at aaoinfo.org.
It's the moment you dream of, the moment you work for, train for, run wind sprints when nobody's watching for, the moment when hours of gym time, court time, prep time, all culminate into this time, the moment when millions of bounces, blocks, and boards all add up to this, your moment. Ingalls, we're with you every step of the way.
If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate in the mountains, you need to call the agents at Clarissa Sells WNC, brokered by eXp Realty. Check us out online at clarissasellswnc.com. And did I mention that Clarissa Sells WNC loves teachers? We love teachers so much, we're giving back 25% of our commission at closing. For more information, contact us today at 828-774-6343 or clarissasellswnc@gmail.com.
With sports gambling going legal, the biggest questions have been, but how do I do it? In the last couple days, I've taught you about money lines and about spreads. And today, we're going to get a little bit deeper. I'm Jeremy Greene of thesportsocracy.com, and this is Green on Green, brought to you by DraftKings Sportsbook. On Monday, I explained that the spread is the way that bookmakers get even action on both sides. But what if you see a line that's just too low and you want to make more money on it? That's where an alternate spread comes in. Like tonight, Nicholls State takes on McNeese State in their conference championship game. Nicholls State is a 17-point dog, but they've covered 6 spreads in a row, and in a conference championship game, things tend to be much closer. I want to push that spread from plus 17 all the way down to plus 11.5. That means I'm taking more risk, but they'll reward me by giving me odds at plus 195, which means if I wager $100, I make $195. And that's what I'm going to do. Give me Nicholls State plus the 11.5 in the alternate spread. For a limited time, new customers who sign up with my promo code JGBets and bet $5 will receive $250 instantly in bonus bets. Whether you prefer playing player props, same game parlays, or you just want to play that gut feeling in the money line, you can do it all with DraftKings Sportsbook. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now using code JGBets and bet $5 to get $250 instantly in bonus bets. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook with code JGBets. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 877-718-5543 or visit morethanagame.nc.gov. 21 plus, North Carolina only, new customers only, subject to regulatory licensing requirements. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. Deposit, wagering, and eligibility restrictions apply. Terms at DraftKings.com/sportsbook/NC.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Dragging along through this midweek forecast, and our hump day looks absolutely beautiful. I hope you get some time later today to enjoy the sunshine. Got 2 more days of this, and then wet weather as we look ahead toward Friday. Some showers, thunderstorms around, but it's still going to stay mild. Near 70 today and sunny. Tonight, lows in the low 40s and clear. Tomorrow, plenty of sunshine and the warmest day of the week, 75. A few showers, thunderstorms Friday, 70 degrees. From the Weather Channel, I'm Ray Stajic.
This is the time of year to enjoy life. Stop letting that pain in your joints keep you from doing what you want to do this spring. Call QC Kinetics now. QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in regenerative medicine. I'm talking lasting joint pain relief with no surgery, no drugs, and no downtime. It's a fact. QC Kinetics is literally transforming lives. Their advanced treatments harness your own body's ability to restore and repair damaged joint tissue. Pro athletes have been doing this for decades, but now this life-changing treatment is available for you, so you can walk and run and climb stairs and play golf and move again pain-free. No pain pills, no risky surgery. This is an all-natural solution. QC Kinetics has tens of thousands of satisfied patients who have reclaimed their mobility. Take action now and live your best life this spring and summer. It's a great use of your tax refund check, by the way. Call QC Kinetics for a free consultation. Phone 828-333-9517. 828-333-9517. That's 828-333-9517 in Asheville and in Greenville.
From the Ingalls Studios, this is ESPN Asheville, WPEK, W225CJ Fairview, WMXF Waynesville, and iHeart radio station.
The Sportsocracy.
It fires me up, man. I love it. Say it one more time.
The Sportsocracy.
Shake it back!
Beer City's best sports talk.
It is gross.
Just earlier.
They are mature, actually. You just have to get to know them better.
Your lunchtime dose of dumbassery. Live from the Ingalls studio.
We are back on ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, 1400. The Sportsocracy coming to you live from the Ingalls studio, and we're heard everywhere on the iHeart Radio app and seen everywhere on YouTube. Go to thesportsocracy.com, click the live video link, subscribe to the channel, and you can join us in the chat. Going through all the moves in free agency, teams jockeying for position here, and we've got some questions that have been asked in the YouTube chat here.
In the words of Chris Stapleton, fire away.
One question from the chat was, what do I tell my Cowboys friend to make him feel better?
I had a good one, and I couldn't say it. I'm telling you, if we ever end up on Sirius, the tenor of this show is going to get much more aggressive.
Matt says his roommate is the Cowboys fan, and he just wants to be able to cheer the guy up a little bit.
Well, I mean, you want to cheer him up. I mean, is he married?
Oh, good Lord.
Because if he is, he can really commit to Valentine's Day because he doesn't have to worry about football. You should tell him to take up fishing.
Just not at the golf course with alligators.
Or golf. Take up golf. That's two sports that nobody's really any good at, and it really disappoints you, although that's kind of the same problem you have now.
You tell him to take up baseball.
Tell him to call Glenn Big
failure.
Baby Davis and ask if he had any occupational ideas that he didn't use.
Mm-hmm. Ask Tyreek Hill what he does with his extra time.
Ask Jalen Johnson what he does with his extra time.
I feel like taking, taking extracurricular activities from professional athletes may not be the best option here.
I'm addicted to sex. Well, I'm addicted to money. It's the worst. It's so terrible.
Sex, drugs, and football, right? That's the old saying.
Oh, see, the one in the middle is bad. That's an actual addiction that I won't make fun of. This one, on the other hand, that one I'm gonna make fun of. I mean, unless you're cavorting in the janitor's closet with a mop, at which case, that's an addiction. Okay, and now we're talking addiction.
And we need to seek help for that, because it's not good for anybody. So I can't really give you anything to tell your Cowboys fan friend, because it doesn't appear to be going well. I mean, I'd say the same thing for the New York Giants. I said that the other day, and you kind of rankled, they're not punting. Are you sure?
Well, they're not punting.
They're not punting on purpose, but you're still punting. You're still doing nothing here.
You're not punting. You're bad at what you do. There is a big difference. You don't punt when your job's on the line. And everybody with the Giants, your job's on the line.
Mm-hmm.
Brian Daboll, that whole first year, hey, I was coach of the year. Mm-hmm. What happened the second year? Ooh. The NFL's not quite as aggressive as the NBA. You win coach of the year in the NBA, you should probably start trying to sublet your apartment, because you're going to get fired in about 5 months.
Yeah, there are some teams that are making good moves. There are others that are standing pat. There are teams like the Giants that appear to be doing things, but I don't think you've done anything really great. You overpaid for Brian Burns. You brought in Isaiah McKenzie. Yeah. Devin Singletary, Drew Lock. Feeling good about that, New York Giants fans?
Gambit fan is just he's winning the chat.
I think
for the second day in a row.
I think Jermaine Illuminor was the only addition that they made that was like, okay,
I liked that one.
That's pretty good.
I also looked at Devin Singletary and went, "Are you sure? I don't think you should. You shouldn't feel good about that."
Yeah, they're not punting Tank. They're throwing an interception.
Exactly.
Okay. To me, they're kind of the same thing, but okay. Okay.
No, punting you did on purpose. Interceptions are unintentional.
Well, punting is also something that you don't want to do, but you have to. Are the Giants not kind of in that same spot of
no?
Am I a destination? Do people really want to come here and play for this system and play for Daniel Jones and all of that? No? Okay. No. All right. It's just fine. Who else are you disappointed in? We already mentioned the Cowboys.
Oh, one that I don't love is the Arizona Cardinals. I mean, you've done a lot of things. I just don't feel really good about any of them, which is I just feel like they've overpaid everybody. And look, I get it. You needed help. You've got $1 billion in draft picks. You needed to bring in some veterans. I'm not railing on you by any stretch of the imagination. I don't know. I just thought I felt like Arizona was going to make an impact move, and they really haven't done that.
No. Who's the best player they've signed? Sean Murphy-Bunting?
That's actually the one that I didn't mind.
But that's still not making a splash. Sean Murphy-Bunting he's an okay piece. He's a fine corner. It's not great by any stretch. He can give you some good plays. I liked him fine when he was in Tampa. But that's not a splash move.
I don't know.
And when that's the best thing, the best acquisition you made, then yeah, that's a disappointment.
It's just so rare that I see that stereotypical 3-year, $30 million deal. Almost every time I see that deal, I hate it. Because you just paid a guy legit money that didn't deserve legit money. Justin Jones did not deserve legit money. That was hey, we'll give you 1 year, $5 million with incentives that you can get all the way up to 6. Hey, what are those incentives? Can you fly? Because if you can fly, you got a much better shot of hitting this than.
Was there a position group that, or a player that you were expecting them to go after?
Well, I just feel like they need a leader of the defense, and instead of going for that one, but look, Arizona's got so much draft capital that they may come away from this draft with 5 starters. I would have been looking to make the impact. Brian Burns or somebody like that, because they had money, not as much as, say, the Bears or the Titans or somebody like that, but you could have made that impact signing or that impact trade to have somebody that's really the centerpiece of your defense. Instead, I feel like you're going to go into the draft with a total rebuild of the defense in mind, and you're going to be starting 5 rookies. I'm never a fan of that. Ever. But if that's what you have to do, I really like having a linebacker that I can trust or an edge rusher that I know exactly what I'm getting. And this didn't do that. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. You're jumping up and down about Atlanta, and yeah, I understand that I don't like anything they've done.
Nothing?
I mean,
Kirk Cousins?
And even that I'm not as high on as you are.
Okay.
I mean, yes, you have the best quarterback in that division. You probably could have found the best quarterback in that division at Home Depot. He's working there selling lumber. He still wears his varsity jacket. Talk to that dude.
Mm-hmm. If they'd have signed Sam Darnold, he'd have been the best quarterback in that division.
You know what's sad? I don't think I disagree with what you just said.
Oh, my God.
You said that to be a smartass.
Stop that.
I don't know that you're wrong. Sam Darnold for $10 million or Baker Mayfield for, 37.5, 38.5? That's not even kind of close. You get that, right? I mean, if we're going to AAV here, one of them is a good value, and the other is, oh, please, God, no. Why? Why are you doing? Won't somebody please think of the children?
I guess. But you know what's worth money in the NFL? Wins.
Yeah,
and he's got way more of them.
You have 9 of them. He doesn't have way more of them
than Sam Darnold.
Oh, let's play.
Oh, yes, let's play this game.
It's not going to go nearly as well as you think.
I need to know what the win total is for these two guys, because I know Baker had 11 in 1 year, and I'll be surprised if Sam's got that in his career.
Baker did have 11 in 1 year, and I do just so happen to know that if you take that out, it's really unimpressive.
Yeah.
He is 40-46 for his career.
There you go.
Yay.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't say Sam's was good.
I was
You
gonna
said
say,
it
what's-
was way more.
Yeah.
Sam, for his career, is 21-35.
21 is much closer than I thought.
Yeah, I mean, look, there's not a whole lot of difference between those two, because I know a lot of you think I'm a Sam Darnold apologist.
Yes, you are.
Really not. I don't know that anybody could have done what he was asked to do and survived it. The thing I don't understand is when you watch Baker Mayfield and you watch Sam Darnold, why does one of you keep getting opportunities to start? And I say opportunities very loosely. Tampa Bay was so damn desperate that they had to have somebody.
Mm-hmm.
It just so happened to work because you played in the worst division in the history of the NFL. People around this league do not view those two guys much differently. I'm glad this came up.
Yep.
So I can't tell you who this person is, but I can tell you it's a person that you met while we were in Indianapolis.
Okay.
I just fired off a text of, hey, you got a bunch of friends in league circles. What was the reaction to the Baker Mayfield deal? You care to take a stab at what the text I got back was?
Laughy face.
5 of them. There was 5 of them. Of who in the world do you think was giving him that?
Mm-hmm.
Pittsburgh didn't have the money.
Mm-hmm.
And you had called the bluff up until this point, and then you peed in your pants right before he hit the market. There was nobody there. The one fear was Seattle, and I don't know how they were going to make that money work. But even if he goes away, who cares?
Exactly.
Who cares?
Disappointing teams so far in the free agency period. You have another one?
I'm not going to say it's disappointing. I don't really understand. I mean, Dallas is that.
Of course. Yeah, we already talked about them.
I don't really understand what Denver's doing. Do you think you're good or do you think you're bad? I can't really put a finger on that. By the way, can we stop signing Sean Payton retreads? Little Jordan Humphrey, Malcolm Roach, which actually is the only deal they've signed that I actually liked.
Mm-hmm. Will Lutz.
Just everybody that ever had dinner with Sean Payton. Cool.
Yeah. I'm going to bring in the guys that I'm comfortable with, the guys that I trust. He's just trying to cobble something together to be, I guess, competitive. At least put yourself on a path where
you're not.
Feel like you're making progress.
But you're not competitive. And you know you're not competitive because you're the worst team in that division, and I'm not sure it's even close.
Mm-hmm.
The Raiders will kill you.
But is that not why they're not spending any money? Or
I don't have a problem with them not spending money. You just spent $85 million to get Russell Wilson to go away.
Mm-hmm.
That's not really my point. All right, I'll give you an example. Justin Simmons. Mm-hmm. You're telling me you couldn't have gotten anything for him? I don't believe you. Straight up, I don't believe you. I mean, Geno Stone, he's a good player, and he was a cheaper player. He got big boy dollars from the Bengals. You tell me Justin Simmons couldn't get you a draft pick? Really? Or did you just go, nope, we're so adamant we have to get rid of Russell Wilson, just let it go?
Or did you float it out there and nobody was willing to give you anything?
I don't buy it. I mean, they might have put your feet to the fire, but you don't let guys like that out of the building for nothing. Just don't. I mean, not when your roster is this talentless. So, and I guess that's what I'm saying is, all right, so you're tapping out on this year. The signings kind of lend themselves to that of this is the reboot year. So then why were you so anxious to get him out of the building? Why are you so anxious to get Jerry Jeudy out of the building? I mean, with no doubt you sold at the bottom of that market. Is it just to prove a point?
Do we not?
A lot of what Sean Payton does to me is to prove a point.
Yes.
And that works in college. It doesn't so much work in the NFL.
Well, I mean,
with Russ, I get it. He needs to not be in this building because he's incredibly annoying, and I think he brings the morale down in the locker room. I don't get it with Justin Simmons. I don't get it with Jerry Jeudy. I don't get letting Josie Jewell walk out the door. Why? For the 18 cents he got from the Carolina Panthers? Okay. The big loser, by the way, was the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Because of what?
Because none of those signings make any sense.
None of them?
Hey, a washed-up center for $5 million. Awesome. Darnell Savage, who's been good in the NFL for about 14 seconds. Gabe Davis, let's give him $13 million. By the way, do you realize how weird their receiving core is if they bring back Calvin Ridley?
What do you mean?
All right, so Calvin Ridley works best where?
On the outside?
Out of the slot.
Oh.
Christian Kirk works best where?
Slot.
Out of the slot. I'm lost. I'm lost on what you're doing here. I'm lost on the additions. I'm lost on where Gabe Davis fits into all this.
But didn't we just do that? So if that's
and
true,
it wasn't good.
Then Christian Kirk runs out of the slot. He's our slot guy.
Mm-hmm.
Gabe Davis is our outside guy.
Mm-hmm. And then Calvin Ridley's on the outside too. That doesn't make any sense. You got two slot guys. One of them has to play on the outside.
Is that a given that he's coming back?
I believe so, and I would wager you're going to know it. And I forgot the guy's name that said it. Eric Heimdallr? Please let me know if I said that incorrectly. I would say you'll know it 401.
Mm-hmm.
Because and the point he was trying to make was that Jacksonville doesn't have the money to do it right this second, and they lose an extra round to pick if they do it before 401. That's the only reason he would still be out there. He's the best free agent on the board. It's not really all that close.
Yep. Eric Heimdallr also sending us that apparently Schefter tweeting out that Artie Burns is going to the Seattle Seahawks.
And Harrison Bryant's going to the Raiders. It's a guy I believe
That's what I've been
so
waiting.
much.
I've been waiting for that to happen.
I believe in that guy way more than I should.
Still?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Illumination 89 said Houston's going to be really good. Yeah, they are. Houston did that thing that I'm a huge fan of, which is, hey, I smell blood in the water because Jacksonville's GM may be actively smoking crimes. I'm not sure Indianapolis chose the right quarterback here, and Tennessee has a serious lack of good. Mm-hmm. So let's just go chips to the center of the table, and we're going to hurt your feelings for the next 2 years.
They got Joe Mixon in the trade with the Bengals.
Which is, by the way, probably the one I like the least.
They got Dalton Schultz back, which I said yesterday was my favorite signing that they've done. Your favorite signing of the offseason period was Azeez Al-Shahir.
And then you add that into Danielle Hunter with Christian Harris. That defense is going to fly.
Danico Autry coming back in the middle.
I like that one, too.
I do, too.
I don't think that dude ages.
They traded Malik Collins, I saw earlier in the chat.
Yeah, it's for a 7th-round pick.
Where did they send him to?
San Francisco.
To San Francisco. So, Danielle Hunter, did you mention him while I was talking? Danielle Hunter signing with the Houston Texans.
That defense is going to be evil.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to, as Gambit fan said, they're going to be a problem.
It took a while. But finally, after the tumultuous ending of the Deshaun Watson tenure, now they look like one of the smartest franchises in the league.
They do. They really, and you know, it's funny how smart a GM looks when they hit on the quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
This is still the same guy that we railed on for years because he couldn't draft. By the way, he still can't draft. That part didn't change. He hit a quarterback.
Mm-hmm. But
he hit an edge rusher, and he made a bold move.
But I feel like none of it mattered until he had the coach. Like, until he had the guy
that
comes in and is direct, the right word here, to kind of direct and say, this is the type of guy I need. This is the type of guy I need. And gives him examples and said, these are the guys that I want. And the GM goes out and gets him what he wants.
Well, I mean, D'Amico made things out of players that had never really been anything. He took chicken excrement and made just the most delicious chicken salad.
Mm-hmm.
Because that was a team that had a lot of guys that didn't make a lot of sense, and yet he still found a way to cobble together an offensive line that was really good, a receiving core that was beyond good enough to prop up C.J. Stroud. I mean, which C.J. did a lot of it himself. But you still got to have guys to throw to. Made the running game look good with Devin Singletary. Now you throw Joe Mixon behind that, and the defense is going to be a problem.
Mm-hmm. Both sides of the ball, Houston's going to be a problem.
Let me ask you a question,
mm-hmm.
and I'm curious if your brain is in the same place as
Okay.
If you had to go to DraftKings Sportsbook and lay a wager down on a dark horse team to win the Super Bowl next year, factoring in the odds and everything, which team would you be looking at? And look, I'm one of those. I want to hit home runs here. I'm not really interested in stand-up doubles. So Kansas City at plus 600, it makes a lot of sense. They'd be the first team to ever three-peat. San Francisco plus 550. Yeah, I'm good on that.
Mm-hmm.
I keep looking at Houston at plus 2,500. What two teams do you think Houston is tied with right now?
The Los Angeles Chargers.
They're behind the Chargers. Or no, they're just in front of the Chargers.
They're just in front of the Chargers.
Chargers are 2,800.
And is it another AFC team?
There's two. One's in the AFC, one's in the NFC.
Detroit?
Nope. Detroit's way ahead of them, plus 1,200. One of them has a quarterback that may or may not end up running for vice president.
Jets.
Which is stupid. And I'm a Jets fan. The other has Kirk Cousins playing quarterback.
The Atlanta
Yeah,
Falcons?
you see that look you made?
The Atlanta Falcons and the Houston Texans are right now even odds together to win the Super Bowl next year. That's ridiculous. I like the Kirk Cousins signing, but that was just so you could be, maybe at best the fourth best team in the NFC and maybe threaten at the end of a divisional game to try to get into the conference championship. Like, that's the ceiling for me. That's as high as I think that team's going to go with Kirk Cousins.
That's a nice way of saying host a playoff game in that sweet stadium of yours and just get your feelings hurt by somebody.
Maybe
that's
not.
How I see it.
Yeah, maybe not in the first round. Maybe you go get your feelings hurt in the second round.
Yeah, they're going to win the worst division in that conference. They're going to catch the best wild card team, which is probably the Cowboys.
Like the Bucs just did? I mean, I get those circumstances of Philadelphia being killed and on the downslide, but there's nothing to say that Atlanta can't catch that same kind of break or that they can get hot and catch somebody in that first round. Is it a foregone conclusion to you that if, say, the Philadelphia
nothing's
Eagles...
a foregone conclusion in March.
No, but
I'm looking at futures going, that might be the dumbest thing I've ever said out loud.
What?
That the Texans and the Falcons have the same odds.
I completely agree with you. But would it be a complete shocker to you if they end up with the Dallas Cowboys in the first round and they beat them and move on to the divisional round? It wouldn't be.
In March, yes, that would surprise me.
Okay.
I mean, I may change my opinion on that by September. But right now, looking at that roster for roster, yes, that would surprise me. But it surprised me when you did it to the Eagles. And I think I forecast the Eagles' demise before anybody else did.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
They were, 8-1, and I'm sitting here railing on them on a weekly basis, and all I could tell you was, give it a minute.
It's coming.
You'll see it eventually.
That downfall's coming at some point. Dark horse team to win the Super Bowl. Let's take a break, and I'll marinate on it for a second. I'm sure there's one somewhere, but I'm just not seeing it right now. You're in the Sportsocracy, and this is ESPN Asheville.
Brakes for less. If you have the squeal, we have the deal. Get all 4 brakes for $239. Located in Asheville, call 888-261-STOP for an appointment or just walk in.
As we wonder why school shootings keep happening, someone is lashing out at loved ones. As we argue about legislation, someone is posting threats on social media. As we continue to mourn the loss of innocent lives, someone is planning the death of more. Knowing the signs is the best way to prevent gun violence. Learn the signs at sandyhookpromise.org.
Are you a business owner, CEO, or responsible for marketing? If you are, iHeartMedia can help you reach your goals and find new customers. We reach more consumers in your target area than anyone else. And we can give you access to those potential customers more cost-effectively across radio, digital, podcasting, and social. We'd love to show you how iHeartMedia can work for you. From your cell, dial pound 250 and say keyword great results. That's pound 250 and say great results.
This election year, there are so many issues that divide us.
Which candidate will wind up with the task of trying to unite us?
Join us as the future unfolds on News Radio 570 WWNC.
Western North Carolina's election station.
Have you Googled yourself lately? Are there negative posts from an ex-employee or from a former client? Maybe an outdated news article or sensitive personal information about your family? Search engines don't always get it right. For right or wrong, it's your reputation on the line. That's where Reputation Defender by Norton comes in. One of the most trusted names in online reputation repair. Reputation Defender has been fixing people's search results for over 15 years. Their cutting-edge approaches help you to wipe away unwanted information in your search results. They also promote the good stuff so that it rises to the top, helping you put your best foot forward. Your good name is too valuable to leave to the whims of a Google algorithm. Take control with Reputation Defender. You can start by getting your free reputation report card at reputationdefender.com or call 800-803-5505 to speak to an expert. That's 800-803-5505.
You might not know this, but the Ingalls Bakery is actually a bakery. As in, we bake things. Really delicious things. Things like crusty breads just waiting for that scrumptious strawberry jam. Apple fritters to pair perfectly with that morning cup of coffee. Cakes for any occasion, customized to your precise standards. And did we mention the cookies? It's all in the bag. Ingalls. Low prices, love the savings.
If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate in the mountains, you need to call the agents at Clarissa Sells WNC, brokered by eXp Realty. Check us out online at clarissasellswnc.com. Download our free app on Google Play or the App Store. Type in Asheville Home Search. You'll be able to connect with our team and see all the available homes for sale in our area. For more information, contact us today at 828-774-6343 or clarissasellswnc@gmail.com.
The Sportsocracy.
You were just dumber than a bag of hammers.
We are back in the Sportsocracy on ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400. I'm not sure who I would want to put money on right now, because as we talk about all the time on this program, I'm a cheatman. I am a cheatman, and I don't like parting with my money. If I had to put one on a team that I think is just a bit outside.
Cincinnati Bengals.
How far down are they?
Plus 1,300.
Oh, Ian. I didn't think
Detroit Lions plus 1,200.
I didn't think there was much of a shot of that of that being that big of odds.
I'm Seacrest out on the 49ers. I'm Seacrest out on the Bills. I'm Seacrest out on the Eagles. I'm Seacrest out on the Cowboys. Yeah. That's 4 of your top 8.
Wow.
So that leaves me with the Chiefs, the Ravens, the Lions, and the Bengals. Yep, I feel just fine about that. Then I get into the higher odds with the Packers, but I can't really get behind Jordan Love.
Not
he
as a
ain't
Super
winning a
Bowl
Super
champion.
Bowl.
No.
Is he better than the bum that I said he was going to be? Yes. Is it by a lot?
Maybe. He's coming around.
I turn like a cruise ship, you know that. I don't change my mind very often.
Not ready to swing that way.
Bobby Barnett asked, "What about the Bucks?"
As a Super Bowl champion? Hell to the no.
I'd bet on the Houston Roughnecks to win the Super Bowl before I would bet on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Absolutely.
And the second one is physically impossible.
No, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are in no position to threaten for a Super Bowl. You still threaten for the division. You're gonna have to have a great year, or you're gonna have to rely on big game Kirk Cousins to do what big game Kirk Cousins does. And just be okay.
There
and
are
if he's
certain
just
coaches.
Okay, then that's a team that's right around 500.
There are certain coaches and certain quarterbacks that I will just always look at and go, I'm not doing it.
No.
I'm not doing it with Nick Sirianni. not do it. After his little performance at the Combine, I'll never believe in that dude again. Ever.
You're definitely not getting preseason hype out of me. After that collapse I saw last year and the horrific leadership on that team, plus, like he said, the behind-the-scenes look that we got at the Combine that completely rubbed me the wrong way and made me say obscenities on YouTube about Nick Sirianni.
Oh, yeah, Nick Sirianni's coming to whip your keister.
He'd have done it by now if he was going to. He doesn't care what I say.
It's not even St. Patrick's Day. You know he's up there in Philadelphia with his idiot friends.
He's got about 4 slip-ups. And by slip-ups, I mean losses with this. Have you heard this? There are already people in Philadelphia media talking Dream Team again.
That went so good the first time.
Right.
You know what? Do that. Do that again because it was fun for me the first time.
We brought in Saquon Barkley, and now they're throwing around the Dream Team thing. And if you get Philadelphia fans all whipped up into a frenzy that this is it, this is Dream Team territory like the last time, you remember how that last one ended?
Yeah, Vince Young. That's how it ended.
It imploded quickly.
Nnamdi Asomugha, who went from the second best corner in the NFL to, I am pretty sure, he couldn't cover a piece of wheat bread with mayonnaise.
And he'll be and Nick Sirianni has but just a few falls left in him before he is gone. Because that is a team that is talented enough. Jeffrey Lurie believes that they are on the cusp of winning something, and it's much like Sean McDermott in Buffalo. Right? At some point, he's going to start getting a lot of the heat for this.
I mean, you practically have to. When you give the media something to sink its teeth into, you should really know that we're kind of like dogs that we can just lay on the couch. But if you act like you threw a bone, we're going to make sure that there was no bone there, even if we never even saw it. I just saw your arm move forward, and now I think there might be something out there, so I'm going to go sniff around for a while. If that bone's actually out there, I'm going to find it. And he's given so many that Gambit fans said we're making him sad. Look, you're in the same boat as New Orleans. You just don't have the right coach. I would say you're 2 steps ahead of them.
I'd agree.
You just don't have the right coach.
I think you have a championship caliber roster.
No doubt.
There's only one excuse left, and it's
there's 2.
It's the leadership.
There's coach, quarterback.
Yeah, but one goes kind of hand in hand, and you're not giving up on Jalen Hurts. You're definitely
you're stuck there.
Yes, you're go on with the coach, move on with the quarterback.
By the way, Jalen Hurts is. And I'm going to say this to Alex S., who in our YouTube comments said that I've been a love hater since day one. Don't know if you can make a U-turn on one half of one season. Jalen Hurts is the definition of why I turn like a cruise ship. Because I looked at that and went, you know what, Howie Roseman, you build out the roster, it's all, oh, yeah, I forgot that you got to pay him. And when you pay him, it goes like it went with everybody else of, I can't cover up your deficiencies anymore. It's the same thing I look at with San Francisco with Brock Purdy. When you make $18 and you can get 2 piping hot and readies from Little Caesars, then you're fine. The minute I give you big boy dollars, I can't hide for you anymore. Because I lost that right tackle. I lost that guard. I lost that third receiver. I lost that third running back. Those guys all had to go to pay you. Then you add in a bad coach with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Man, there's a lot of teams that fall into this. I hate your quarterback and I hate your coach. Yeah. That feels like a draft for one day.
Worst coach quarterback
combinations.
It's not a bad one. Put that down in the hopper. You are in the Sportsocracy. This is ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not making bank, but I do have more money at my disposal today than I did 3 days ago. And it's all because I'm having fun on the DraftKings Sportsbook app. It's an official sports betting partner of NASCAR, and DraftKings Sportsbook is now live in North Carolina. Now you can legally bet on all your favorite sports anytime, anywhere, right here in the Tar Heel State with DraftKings. And for a limited time, new customers who sign up with the promo code WPEK and bet $5 will receive $250 instantly in bonus bets. They have the best features. They have the same game parlays and player props, and you can have all kinds of access to your money that you may not have had before if you had to do this, the other way. Fast and easy payouts right at your fingertips, safe and secure, and you can do it right from your home. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now using the code WPEK and bet $5 to get $250 instantly in bonus bets only on DraftKings Sportsbook with code WPEK. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 877-718-5543 or visit morethanagame.nc.gov. 21 plus, North Carolina only. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. Deposit and eligibility restrictions apply. Terms at DraftKings.com/sportsbook/NC. NASCAR is not a sponsor of this promotion and used under license. When we return from the break, it'll be time to get weird.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Dragging along through this midweek forecast, and our hump day looks absolutely beautiful. I hope you get some time later today to enjoy the sunshine. Got 2 more days of this, and then wet weather as we look ahead toward Friday. Some showers, thunderstorms around, but it's still going to stay mild. Near 70 today and sunny tonight. Lows in the low 40s and clear. Tomorrow, plenty of sunshine and the warmest day of the week, 75. A few showers, thunderstorms Friday, 70 degrees. From the Weather Channel, I'm Ray Stajic.
This report is sponsored by Taco Bell. Taco Bell's cheesy double beef burrito is part of the new Cravings Value Menu, where all 10 choices are $3 or less, which means you can get the cheesy beefy burrito you want at the price you want. Grab one at a participating Taco Bell while supplies last. Price varies. Tax extra. Double seasoned beef compared to the Burrito Supreme.
Asheville Smiles has been featured in national publications like Good Housekeeping and Woman's Day. And check out this 5-star Google review. My dental experience was wonderful. I cannot say enough about Dr. Merrill and her amazing team at Asheville Smiles Cosmetic and Family Dentistry. Dr. Merrill took time to explain everything. She made me feel relaxed and confident that I was in good hands. I apologize for those tears at your office. Those were tears of joy. Thank you all so much, and thank you, Dr. Merrill, for the hope to get my smile back. Check out Asheville Smiles online at ashevillesmiles.com.
What? New scratch-offs are out? That means new chances to become a North Carolina Education Lottery Winners Club member.
Yeah, in the Winners Club, I'll reinvent myself. I won't go by just plain Todd. I'll go by Toddrick. I'll get a gold jacket, play my saxophone again. I'll stop and smell the flowers, call my mom more.
Oh, wrap it up, Todd.
It's Toddrick.
This month's tickets pack $370 million in total prizes. The Winners Club awaits. Must be 18 to play. Approximate overall odds of winning range from 1 in 2.93 to 4.24. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
The free iHeartRadio app has over 100 commercial-free stations waiting for you right now. Like Alternative Rewind, where alt rock began. Just search Alternative Rewind and listen now on your free iHeartRadio app.
iHeartRadio.
Free never sounded so good.
If cleanliness is next to godliness, look around the car right now. Is that very godly? Look, life comes at you fast, but so does WNC Auto Detailing. They have the tools to make your interior look like it's coming off the showroom floor. You don't believe me? Check them out on Instagram. All that filth and years of stains disappear. WNC Auto Detailing does full interior and exterior details with paint correction, and they do wax and ceramic coatings. Call WNC Auto Detailing at 455-3700. Premium care with a Southern hospitality touch.
It's the moment you dream of. The moment you work for. Train for. Run wind sprints when nobody's watching for. The moment when hours of gym time, court time, prep time, all culminate into this time. The moment when millions of bounces, blocks, and boards all add up to this. Your moment. Ingalls, we're with you every step of the way.
We're back counting down to kickoff. Let's look at today's 3 keys to premium pre-gaming with Beast Unleashed, presented by Monster Brewing. Number 1, beat the heat.
Unleash the beast with bold, familiar flavors, 0 caffeine, and 0 sugar.
Number 2, running the option.
There's 4 to choose from: White Haze, Peach Perfect, Scary Berries, and my personal favorite, Mean Green.
And number 3, at 6% ABV, Max Protect.
Always drink responsibly, and you must be 21 or over.
Beast Unleashed, available at your local retailer.
On the weird scale, there's Vegas, there's Florida, and there's Asheville. Let's get weird, Asheville.
It is ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400. Time to get weird. And Jeremy, this sounds like a new destination for you.
Spearmint Rhino, that's not a new destination.
What did you say?
I said Spearmint Rhino, that's not a new destination.
That was the gentleman's club that you were talking about yesterday?
Correct.
Yeah. No, it's not that. This is in Newark. So Newark, New Jersey.
Correct.
At the Newark Museum, there is now going to be a new mixed-use development in the area of the museum. Plan announced in 2021 will expand it to build 250 apartments along with some African art. But this one is interesting. There will also be a beer mansion. And that sounds like something that Jeremy Greene could get lost in.
No doubt.
A beer mansion.
Sounds formidable to me.
It is, I guess. I mean, you do whatever you have to. I mean, I'm surprised that we don't have one of these in Asheville by now. We just have the House O beer that you just, show up and stick your face under the tap.
Sound like Homer Simpson.
Beer mansion.
My story is from Germany. It's about a 62-year-old man from Magdeburg. And apparently he is really scared of viruses because he likes quote-unquote vaccines a lot. This is from a story published in the Lancet Infectious Diseases Journal on Monday. 62-year-old man from Magdeburg, who is not named, decided that he wanted to be, quote, hyper-vaccinated against COVID-19. How many vaccines do you think he got in 1 year?
Hyper-vaccinated.
Hyper-vaccinated. That's the thing. That's what he said. And this was not at the behest of medical advice.
I was going to say this sounds more like the Tank Spencer method of if one pill didn't do it, take 17.
Yes.
And that's ridiculous.
Bad.
You should never do that.
You ought not do that.
No.
So
in 1 year.
In 1 year.
This guy, I'm going to say every 2 weeks.
Higher. That would be 26.
Yeah.
Keep going.
52.
Higher.
He got more than one a week?
Yes.
Got 2 a week. So it was 104.
Higher.
125.
Higher.
140.
Higher.
150.
Higher.
273.
213.
Are you? I almost cursed.
He got 213 COVID-19 vaccine shots in less than a year. Got his first one in June of 2021. Went on to get 16 more that year. Ramped up his efforts in 2022, getting 48 shots in January and 34 in February. Around that time, German Red Cross staff members became suspicious and issued a warning to other vaccination centers, encouraging them to call police if they saw him. He was then detained in March of 2022 because they suspected that nobody could be stupid enough to get a vaccine this many times and that he had to be selling vaccination cards to third parties. He wasn't. There's technically nothing illegal about this.
No.
It's just really, really stupid.
Yes.
Now, the funniest part of this story is he has had COVID 4 times. So I don't think you understand what the word vaccine means.
Oh, he got 213 vaccines and he's had COVID 4 times.
Boom.
Awesome. See, when you were telling the story, I thought that this guy had to be a Verizon customer and he was just hoping for the 5G boost.
Oh, no
Come on,
doubt.
that was
Oh,
good.
yeah. That dude's cell phone never drops anywhere. And at 62, he's going to have a mysterious death of natural causes.
Does he have
real soon.
Does he have microchip poisoning from the vaccine?
If Robert Kennedy wins the presidency, he will actually never allow this dude through the border ever.
Does he have the first ever case of macrocarditis?
We could do this for way longer than we should.
He wound up on a poster for the Biden campaign, didn't he?
No doubt. He's probably going to be the new minister of health. This guy's really taking it seriously. Jack. You. No good.
I can't wait to take Joe Biden out of the White House. Me and RFK Jr., we are coming in to rule this country.
Oh, God, now the only thing I want is Bernie Sanders and RFK, or and Jesse Ventura to run together. Jack could have a complete lock on the entire ticket.
Yes, we could do the speeches and everything. It'd be great. Jesse Ventura as vice president. I'm so stuck on that because that seems way more likely than anything to do with Aaron Rodgers. I just want to see that happen now.
I
Please,
don't.
Lord.
I don't, and I'll tell you why.
Do your prayer. It doesn't work when I do it. Do your prayer. Please,
no,
dear God.
No.
Come on.
No.
Just for the. I mean, he doesn't have a chance to win.
Look.
Just pray one time for Jesse the Body Ventura to be on the ticket somewhere.
Look, there are not many phrases in the English language that scare me more than President Joe Biden, but VP Ventura is pretty close. It's in the ballpark at the least.
I want Trump to pick him now.
I want Lou Holtz. Just bring me President Lou Holtz. Look, there's nothing that you need to understand more about Medicare than if you die, we don't have to pay it.
It's another day. It's another off-the-rails show.
Oh,
here
no
on
doubt.
ESPN
No doubt.
Asheville.
Maybe get Christopher Walken to be his VP. 2 bombs. Better than 1. It's twice the fun. Ask. What?
All right, there's sportsing going on across the country. College basketball in full swing. And, you know, it is what it is. You got the championships being claimed. It's fun watching it every night, but there's
Give me the bracket.
There's nothing.
Give me the bracket.
Give you the bracket.
Yeah, just fast forward to Sunday.
Let's just get to Selection Sunday and get her done.
Yeah.
There's
Look,
there's
here's
a lot
the
of
thing.
money to be made.
Here's the thing. I'm going to wager on a lot of these
Thank
games.
you.
One of which I told you earlier, which is Nicholls State should not be a 17-point dog to McNeese. Take that to DraftKings and make it the Ballooner 5.
That you can.
And if you don't want to take the risk, just leave it at 17 because I don't see a way they're winning by that much. But they did it 2 times before. They did. You're right. But there's more to that.
Speaking of college basketball, as if you didn't know, it's become official. Louisville's moving on from Kenny Payne.
Oh, you mean a coach can't take that job and win 12 games in 2 years, including 1 on the road, and be retained?
At one of the richest programs in the ACC?
Did you hear his press conference after they lost yesterday?
What'd he say?
They asked him about getting fired because it's been the worst kept secret.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, I told him when I came in it's going to take 3 to 4 years. Yep, but you left out that it was going to be the two worst years in the history of the program to get to that point.
Bad part is they still owe him $8 million.
God, I need a job.
And I wish there would. I mean, it's got to be what do they call that? The poison pill in the contract or something. If you set a record for futility for our program, we don't owe you anything. Once that is called being fired with cause.
You have to win at least 2 games on the road every year, or we can just fire you for being unbelievably god awful.
Right. Is the fact that I'm paying you $8 million to sit at home when, you know what, the team's going to do better without you. We could have not had a head coach this year and maybe one more game.
No, you could have had Jesse the Body Ventura as your head coach, and I think you would have won more than 12 games in 2 years.
Oh, you never survived my practices. I'd have run you ragged. I think I'm losing it now. Now it's turning into something that I didn't.
Yeah, I don't know what that was.
Yeah.
You lost the oversized
yeah.
pair of dentures in
That's
your
right.
mouth.
That's right. You gotta. Yeah, something with the.
You gotta hold the teeth in your mouth there, Tank.
Now you're going like Chicago.
Yeah.
You
Bill
sound like-
Swarsky,
you sound like-
Superfest. Hey, make a baker's dozen there, Bob. Yeah. Here's the thing. That's the thing about doing impressions is that they can turn into each other real fast.
Absolutely. You do them too much, and they can turn on you. Go ahead. I know you want to.
It's where I learned to walk. It's where I learned to talk.
Your Jets trading for Morgan Moses. That was breaking news in the first hour.
It's a good move.
It is a good move. Sewing up that offensive line. Do something to protect Vice President Rodgers as he tries to lead the New York Jets to a Super Bowl.
Bro, you can't lead the country. You couldn't lead the Jets to a first down.
The question is not, will he do a good job? It's, could he do a better job? And I'm not sure that anything in that position would be better than what we've had recently. Just my humble opinion. Here in the Sportsocracy on ESPN Asheville, we try not to do politics, but when you shove it in my face.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we got to talk about Vice President Ayahuasca. I mean, that's just, we had to.
Matt is asking in the YouTube comments if we have seen Will Sasso's impression
Oh, it's so
of
good.
Jesse the Body
It's
Ventura, and
so good.
It is really good.
Will Sasso might be the most underrated comedian on the planet. That dude is hilarious.
Somebody also was asking if I could do the next DraftKings commercial in the Jesse Ventura voice.
As the one that, but no.
Are you sure?
I'll answer for a lot. I don't believe I want to deal with that.
I mean, that would be fun.
That would be fun. He did it in the break. I can attest. It was funny. And I need him to never do it into a live microphone. Ever.
Because that may be the end of that deal. We are glad to have DraftKings on board with us. They are going to allow us to have a lot of fun with this campaign. Just don't know that we're ready for that much fun just, a couple of weeks into it.
Oh, no, they've been fantastic. I've literally talked to these guys every single day.
Yeah.
And if you've gotten tired of hearing my voice, I'm sorry. But it's probably not changing anytime soon.
The free agency wheel continues to turn in the NFL. And yesterday we talked about Justin Fields.
Oh, we got breaking news.
Oh, breaking news.
And this one applies to your team.
Who's gonna break the news? Who's gonna break the news? Who's gonna break the news? Who's gonna break the news?
Your Tampa Bay Buccaneers are reuniting with an old friend.
Oh.
Jordan Whitehead. 2 years, $9 million.
Oh, I really like that. See, that's the same deal that you guys gave him last year. Wasn't it $4.5 million?
That's fine. He had a game. Every other game, I went, why are you so bad?
He did have that 3-interception game at the beginning of the year.
That was against the Bills.
That was the Buffalo game.
I'm still convinced Josh Allen went completely colorblind in that game and did not realize that green jerseys were not blue.
Jordan Whitehead was really good with us. I was really ticked off when we didn't sign him to the $4.5 million deal that the Jets gave him last year. So we're getting him back for the cheap price. I like it.
Yeah, he had 3 interceptions in the opening Monday Night Football game. He did get within, 6 feet of 3 more balls the entire year.
Mm-hmm. You knew that was going to happen, though.
Oh,
because the 3 that he had on Monday night was more than he had in his career, wasn't it? Didn't he only have 2 leading up to that?
I think he had 3 for his career and 3 in that game.
Okay, maybe that's what it was. I know it wasn't meant. He's not the pickoff guy. He's not the interception guy.
I'm telling you, if the birds listened to us and they heard some of the things I said about Jordan Whitehead, there's a lot of them. They ended with 3 letters that you can't say on the radio.
You are in the Sportsocracy. CSPN Asheville.
Rhymes with a kind of vehicle. It's got a bed on it.
92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400. When we come back for the break, the top of the hour, time for the Daily Draft.
At Target, our prices for Easter are so low, you can put all your eggs in one basket. Surprise them with Target exclusive Favorite Day treats, like our unique chocolate bunny and a cute basket, all from just $4. Add in some fun with a 6-pack of bubbles, 50-piece sidewalk chalk, and super soft stuffed animals, all from $5. And get great family picks with new Easter looks. It's easy with women's and girls' dresses for only $20 and under. Low prices on everything for Easter? Now that's Target.
Hey, it's Mark Starling from First News on 570, and I've been going to Summit Dental in Asheville with Dr. Chad Reinhardt for years. They're fantastic, but you don't have to take my word for it. Check out some of these 5-star reviews from Google. After searching for a dentist for months, I finally found this place. I needed some serious dental work, and they got me in within a week. If you're anxious about going to the dentist, I assure you this is the place that can give you a new outlook on having dental work done. They're upfront, honest, and caring people who only want the best for their patients. You gotta check out Summit Dental in Asheville with Dr. Chad Reinhardt, home of the Comfort Menu.
The most common form of treatment for the arthritic joints is normally cortisone injections and gel shots and over-the-counter medications. And most patients have tried all of that and are still in pain.
Every day, Dr. Aaron Wolkoff, a QC Kinetics medical director, meets patients who have exhausted every method to get relief. They've been told surgery is their only option.
They want to stay away from that path, and they come to us almost as the last hope. So we're using our own body's properties to help manage pain, to help slow arthritis down, keep the patients active with no downtime, and get them back to what they enjoy doing. I mean, I love what I do.
QC Kinetics regenerative treatments from our board-certified providers help heal and restore aching joints. No surgery, harmful drugs, or downtime. Call for your free consultation today.
Call QC Kinetics, 828-333-9517. That's 828-333-9517. 828-333-9517.
Showtime Sports and Mountain Graphics have teamed up under new ownership by an Asheville native to better serve our community with the finest custom apparel and unique branded items at the best price. Showtime Sports and Mountain Graphics can customize whatever you, your team, business, or local group may need through high-quality screen printing, embroidery, and laser engraving right here in Asheville. Free personal delivery within Buncombe County and a reduced delivery fee anywhere in Western North Carolina. Visit ShowtimeSportsAVL.com and MountainGraphicsAVL.com. Your one-stop custom apparel shops.
The best season of the year is here.
Tailgate season.
Monster Brewing presents this season's MVP,
The Beast Unleashed.
with 4 bold, familiar flavors.
With 0 caffeine and 0 sugar.
Beast Unleashed is your new pregame ritual.
With white haze, mean green, peach perfect, and scary berries, there's a flavor for every fan. The Beast Unleashed.
6% alcohol by volume. Unleashed responsibly. Must be 21 or over. Beast Unleashed available at your local retailer.
If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate in the mountains, you need to call the agents at Clarissa Sells WNC, brokered by eXp Realty. Check us out online at ClarissaSellsWNC.com. And did I mention that Clarissa Sells WNC loves teachers? We love teachers so much, we're giving back 25% of our commission at closing. For more information, contact us today at 828-774-6343 or ClarissaSellsWNC@gmail.com.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Dragging along through this midweek forecast, and our hump day looks absolutely beautiful. I hope you get some time later today to enjoy the sunshine. Got 2 more days of this, and then wet weather as we look ahead toward Friday. Some showers, thunderstorms around, but it's still going to stay mild. Near 70 today and sunny tonight. Lows in the low 40s and clear. Tomorrow, plenty of sunshine and the warmest day of the week, 75. A few showers, thunderstorms Friday, 70 degrees. From the Weather Channel, I'm Ray Stajic.
The Sportsocracy.
Let's open up the whole can and kick ass and kill them all. Let the paramedics sort them out.
Careers in short-term rehabilitation and long-term care require individuals who seek purpose, both professionally and personally. Sandstone Health and Rehabilitation sets the standard for excellence by hiring people who want to make a lasting difference. We encourage you to join the compassionate team where opportunities are more than jobs. They're careers with purpose. Are you ready to begin your journey? Explore our openings at sanstonehealth.com/careers.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
iHeartRadio Earth is here with a new way to enjoy our beautiful planet. When exploring outdoor areas like local parks or a historic urban neighborhood this spring, be sure to recreate responsibly to protect yourself and the environment. Check the open status of a place before you visit, be respectful of others, and dispose of waste properly. Brought to you by iHeartRadio Earth and the National Environmental Education Foundation. To find more tips for smarter, sustainable living, or to take action in your own community, go to iHeartRadio.com/Earth.
From the Ingalls Studios, this is ESPN Asheville, WPEK, W225CJ Fairview, WMXF Waynesville, and iHeart Radio Station.
The Sportsocracy.
It fires me up, man. I love it. Say it one more time.
The Sportsocracy.
Shake it back!
Beer City's best sports talk.
It is gross.
Just earlier.
They are mature, actually. You just have to get to know them better.
Your lunchtime dose of dumbassery. Live from the Ingalls Studio.
And we are back in the Sportsocracy on ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400 on this Wednesday afternoon. It is 2 hours away from the opening of the league year. Is that right? 4 o'clock this afternoon is when it all begins.
Well, I mean, it's really all begun.
That's true.
Because the legal tampering period.
Right.
Legal tampering.
Right. But the deals become official, or can become official, starting at 4 o'clock this afternoon for the new league year.
And latest piece of information, Hunter Renfrow will be released at the start of the league year.
Aha. So what a disappointing turn that was. I mean, I can just remember the first couple of years in the league, it seemed like he was going to be a really good, useful target. And then, well, Josh McDaniels happened. And
well, I mean, Josh
Hunter
McDaniels could screw up anything.
Right. And then Hunter Renfrow just disappeared, became basically a useless piece.
Well,
for the Raiders.
He'll find a landing spot. There are plenty of places that need a legit, sure-handed slot receiver. Now, where that is, I don't have a good answer for that. I mean, I can think of several, New England not being the least of which.
Well, that would.
The only problem is the only
track for New England history.
The only receiver they have that I feel really good about plays in the slot. So I'm not sure that that's going to be the ultimate landing spot, but it could be.
Which one is that?
Demario Douglas.
Demario Douglas.
God, I love him.
That's right. Keep forgetting his last name. Keep confusing him with Demario Davis, and that's a different guy on the different side of the ball for a different team and a different conference. Do we have a daily draft topic for today? I was running around during the break, and I was
Tank's out in the hall screaming like Bruce Banner when when the shirt comes off.
I only have a certain amount of time to do things, and when the computer does not cooperate, it really, really frustrates me. So, yeah.
One of these days, I want to switch jobs with him, just because I know I can do what he's doing, and him getting irritated at a computer, sit in his chair for about 15 minutes.
All that stuff would be broken.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, you break it, I kill you. You yell at it all you want to. My desk looks like a hurricane came through here and just moved everything around and put it in a place that makes no sense. What it actually is that all of these cords have to fit together, and there's only one place on this desk where they can all do that at the same time, which is where they live.
Very good. Is there a particular move that you want to talk about that's really impactful?
Well, the bigger thing that I would like to talk about is how what we've seen in free agency will change what we see in the draft. Somebody earlier, and I apologize, I don't remember who sent it to me, But somebody said, hey, CBS put out a mock draft that really makes me think that George W. Bush was wrong and some children were indeed left behind. Which I see that, and I immediately have to go looking for it. So I did.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to give credit to Chris Trapasso here, which when you hear what I'm getting ready to say, I don't know that credit's the right word. He has Caleb Williams 1, Jaden Daniels 2, Drake May, Marvin Harrison Jr.
Mm-hmm.
Through 4 picks, we're off to an A+ start. At 5 with the Chargers, he goes to Talise Fuaga
as the first tackle
as
off
the
the board.
first tackle off the board. That is a bold strategy. J.J. McCarthy to the Giants at 6.
Yikes.
Malik Neighbors at 7. Dallas Turner at 8. Roman Dudesay at 9. Joe Alt at 10, which I'm not going to lie. I see Joe Alt with that Jet logo, and I just go, oh, don't tease me like that. I know it's not going to happen.
Made you so happy.
Makes me so happy. Quinyon Mitchell at 11 with a trade up for Jacksonville to get up there with Minnesota. Bo Nix at 12. Brian Thomas Jr. All the things. It's just the more I go down it, the more I go, none of this makes a whole lot of sense. He also has Braden Fiskey in the first round.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we're overreacting there.
Is it 2 out of the realm of possibility? Some
No.
team late will take a physical defensive tackle like that?
Well, physical's not. He's a physical specimen. Physical's the problem because he is light and he's not as strong as you would want him to be. I mean, is it completely insane? No. It's kind of death by 1,000 paper cuts. That's how I go with a lot of these mock drafts. It's not good. We have breaking news.
Who's gonna break the news? Who's gonna break the news? Who's gonna break the news? Who's gonna break the news?
And we knew this was possible. I need you to cue up my favorite song that it plays behind sad puppy dogs in ASPCA commercials.
Mm-hmm.
Because a thing has happened. And look, we knew coming into the day before the league year, the Chargers had 4 of the highest cap hits in the NFL. So we knew there was a great chance that a move was going to be made at some point today. And that move has been made.
Mm-hmm.
It's from Ian Rappaport. The Chargers are releasing wide receiver Mike Williams, making him a free agent. Williams on the books for a $32 million cap hit becomes a top free agent wide receiver available. Hit you right in the feels. This is from Adam Schefter. After 7 seasons together, the Chargers are releasing Mike Williams. Move will save the Chargers $20 million against the cap, and Williams will become a free agent. I don't know what to do with myself. I feel like every Charger fan is going, thank God.
Yeah. There's a whole lot of talent there. And if he could stay healthy, he might be worth the $20 million. You don't think so? You don't think he has $20 million talent, just not a $20 million body?
Well, the problem is that everybody always says if he could stay healthy.
Mm-hmm.
Outside of last year, he had only missed more than 6 games or more than 5 games in a season one time.
Mm-hmm.
He's also had exactly 1,000-yard season. I never thought he was as good as everybody billed him to be. He was a deep threat that's slowing down over time, and there's going to be a team that's going to give him stupid money, and it's not going to make a lot of sense. He had 2 years where he had a ton of touchdowns. Oh, and I said that wrong. He hadn't missed more than 5 games since 2018.
Okay.
He was hurt a lot early.
Yes. And then he popped. And then
he
they
had
paid
that pop
him.
year, and then he just missed a handful of games every year before this year where he
But he was but he was one of those guys that was hurt a lot. He's on the injury list. He's in and out of games. I can remember games where he'd get hurt 2 and 3 times in a game.
Yes.
He'd have to come out for, a drive at a time.
He did not drink milk when he was a child. I feel very sure. Because his bones, he's got that soft bone thing. His bones are made of popsicles.
You said somebody's going to give him stupid money.
Yeah, and I'm afraid it's the team whose jacket I'm wearing right now. The New York Jets.
Really?
I'm
You
afraid
think you
of
would
it.
do
I've
that?
always been afraid of that. Because the Jets love doing that thing where I rail on a guy and go, he's awful. Breaking news, New York Jets signed that awful player that he's been screaming about for 2 years. Looking right at you there, Javon Kinlaw.
Mm-hmm. Was a pickup that you've made. You get one of these, I think, every year.
No doubt.
You get one of these every year that you just, I think I could have done without that deal. I was thinking Carolina Panthers. I have seen the theories of, hey, we should get a guy like Mike Williams a lot with the Carolina Panthers.
Well,
I'm not saying that they would.
Before the Deontay Johnson thing, it made a little bit of sense. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense now. Now he's an extra piece on the outside that you don't need. And that's not where you need to be committing your money. You gave up a second-round pick for Jonathan Mingo.
Mm-hmm.
Deontay Johnson's the best receiver on your team. Adam Thielen's there. You need to be investing in tight end. You need to be investing in that defense. So, I mean, in terms of teams that could look to add him, the Jets make a lot of sense. I'm trying to think of who else.
New England Patriots.
I get why you're saying that. I don't want to do that to a rookie. I don't want to hinge my bets, even as a 2, on a guy that I cannot trust to stay healthy. On a guy that I can't trust to be consistent. Because even when he's been healthy, he would have that one pop game, then you wouldn't hear from him for another month.
What about the Falcons?
Falcons already signed Darnell Mooney. I mean, you've already got Pitts and Drake London that play on the outside. You're just getting to a point of, I don't know how all this fits together.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I would say your Bucks made more sense than Atlanta did. Because Godwin plays out of the slot. Evans plays on the outside.
Evans?
Yeah.
That's
not saying that's a team that makes sense. The New York Giants
money.
are the ones that makes the most sense. Because that's what you really need is an outside receiver that can win consistently deep. They don't have one.
You want to talk about trying to sell a fan base on something. Yikes. Because we tried that once, didn't we? And his name was Kenny Golladay.
There's a big difference between Kenny Golladay.
And that didn't go well.
Golladay wasn't the over-the-top burner. The problem with Golladay is that he really needed a quarterback that could scare you because so much of what he did was not separation. It was, I'm just really big, I'm really physical, and I have violent hands.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is that as he slowed down, the brakes slowed down, and then he was just never open. The Jets brought him in for a workout and said he couldn't separate from practice squad guys.
Denver Broncos?
Denver makes a little bit of sense. But, I mean, look, we knew this was coming.
Mm-hmm.
They've got to get under the cap. Could still hear something on Khalil Mack before the end of the day or Bosa or – there's no telling, to be really honest with you. The Chargers were in a very brutal cap scenario.
And now what's the option left? Do they you just look to build in the draft because we're going to run the ball?
You talking about the Chargers?
Chargers, yeah.
I would say if Mike Williams doesn't return, and I know they're interested in bringing him back at a lower cap number, the market would have to be so bad on him for him to come back.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think you're going to see that. I think there's several teams that missed on receivers that they'll commit funds to this. I would say that actually amps up the chances that they take Roma Dunze or that they take Brock Bowers or that they take Malik Neighbors.
Still want to see Brock Bowers land in that spot.
With the Chargers?
Yep.
It makes sense. I mean, he's not the kind of tight end that Harbaugh likes, but he is still a tight end, and he's still a matchup nightmare.
Yeah. No, but can I get one of those? Isn't there a blocking tight end out there somewhere that I could find?
It's not quite that simple because you got to line it up with the scheme. And yes, you got Greg Roman coming in. Just think of it this way. Mark Andrews had arguably his best year in terms of a per-game basis after Greg Roman was gone. Because he can't block. Can't block.
Yep.
So it really kind of mitigates your value in a system like that when you can't block.
Okay.
I feel like people see the position and the value of the player, and that makes it make sense. And trust me, it makes sense because Brock Bowers is one of the best players in this draft. I'm just not sure that the Chargers view that the same way that we do.
Maybe not. I'm not the scheme guy. So to me, I can run. I think they're going to run a lot of 2 tight end sets. And if I got I'm a slot filler, right? I'm like a Madden guy. I got my pass catching back or my pass catching tight end. You go find me a blocking tight end. Let him do all the work.
Yeah, and that's not.
Let him.
And that's not.
I know it's
how
over.
That works.
It's an oversimplification. I get it. Only, every coach has guys that will fit into their scheme.
Yeah, and for me, I look at the Chargers now. You got an opening on the outside because you got Josh Palmer on one side, and I just look at Rome Odunze. That's cheap version of what you just lost. I mean, to me, and he's better. So I can save.
Better than Mike Williams?
Yes.
Okay.
And it could be by a lot.
Eventually.
No.
Right now?
Day one.
Okay.
I've never been super high on Mike Williams in the first place, and I love Rome Odunze. Love Rome Odunze.
Okay. I feel like that's saying a lot, though, that a guy can come into the league and be better than a guy who was a borderline Pro Bowler at one point.
3 years ago? Yeah, you know what you got from him last year? Oh, I can tell you. I can tell you exactly what you got. You got 3 games, 19 catches, and 249 yards. Yeah, he can be markedly better than that. But that was just 1 year. Okay, let's go back to the year before. 63 catches, 895 yards, and 4 touchdowns. Yeah, he can be better than that. Best year of his career, 76 catches, 1146, and 9 touchdowns. Okay, now the 9 touchdowns would be hard to replicate, but Rome Odunze can do that. And he's a fifth of the cost.
A fifth of the cost. All right. I just saw this. I did not see this earlier. How late am I on the Shaq Barrett to the Miami Dolphins thing?
2 days.
2 days? Wow. See,
it was funny to me because
happening,
sports freak Brian Hall told me the Dolphins just signed Shaq Lawson. And then I pulled it up and I went, Nope. You got the Shaq part right. You took the worthless one. You actually signed the one that can be good situationally.
Interesting. All right. Yeah, it's hard for even me to keep up with all of these moves as they come down. That was one that I missed.
I thought that was a good sign.
It's
the
not
1 year
bad.
deal, $9 million.
Yeah, $9 million. He can still offer you some pop, and he can still be a double-digit sack guy.
That's probably asking too much. He can be a good pressure rate situational pass rusher. I don't think he has more than that in him. But in that Ravens system that Anthony Weaver's bringing, you need a guy like that.
Yep.
Can he play that Tyus Bowser role? Yes. Yes, he can.
You're in the Sportsocracy. This is ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400.
Robert Half research indicates 9 out of 10 hiring managers are having difficulty hiring. Robert Half is here to help. Their recruiting professionals use proprietary AI to connect businesses with highly skilled talent. At Robert Half, they know talent. Visit roberthalf.com today.
Hi, can I get a scratch off?
Whoa, time out.
Who are you?
I'm your Play Smarts champ. I'm here to help you make informed decisions before you play the lottery. Do you know how the odds work?
Not really.
Well, every scratch-off has the odds of winning printed on the back. And the odds show us how many winners there are overall in the game, but not where we'll find them.
So buying tickets in a row doesn't guarantee that one of them will be a winner.
That's right, Chief. Winning is random.
Got it, Coach.
When you play the lottery, play smart. Must be 18 to play. Problem Gambling Helpline 877-718-5543.
Who's leading in the polls, red or blue?
Who's heading to the governor's mansion? How about the White House?
Get the latest updates right here
on News Radio 570 WWNC,
Western North Carolina's election station.
You've heard about the thousands of patients finally getting relief from chronic joint pain thanks to QC Kinetics non-invasive treatments. And here's one who was determined to avoid surgery. Meet Vicky.
The orthopedic surgeon said, well, you're going to need knee replacement sooner rather than later. I kept hearing commercials about QC Kinetics and thought, well, I'm going to check them out first.
QC Kinetics has treated over 20,000 patients like Vicky around the country. People who were told they needed surgery but chose a more natural, less invasive approach that uses regenerative treatments to help heal and restore painful joints with no downtime.
If QC Kinetics had not been what I expected, I would have gone through with the surgery, but I got so much relief, am now pretty much pain-free that I don't have to have the surgery.
Before going under the knife, you need to check out QC Kinetics. The consultation is free. Call today.
Call QC Kinetics, 828-333-9517. That's 828-333-9517. 828-333-9517.
The best season of the year is here.
Tailgate season.
Monster Brewing presents this season's MVP.
The Beast Unleashed.
With 4 bold, familiar flavors.
With 0 caffeine and 0 sugar.
Beast Unleashed is your new pregame ritual.
With white haze, mean green, peach perfect, and scary berries, there's a flavor for every fan. The Beast Unleashed.
6% alcohol by volume. Unleashed responsibly. Must be 21 or over. Beast Unleashed. Available at your local retailer.
It's the moment you dream of. The moment you work for. Train for. Run wind sprints when nobody's watching for. The moment when hours of gym time, court time, prep time, all culminate into this time. The moment when millions of bounces, blocks, and boards all add up to this, your moment. Ingalls, we're with you every step of the way.
If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate in the mountains, you need to call the agents at Clarissa Sells WNC, brokered by eXp Realty. Check us out online at clarissasellswnc.com. Download our free app on Google Play or the App Store. Type in Asheville Home Search. You'll be able to connect with our team and see all the available homes for sale in our area. For more information, contact us today at 828-774-6343 or clarissasellswnc@gmail.com.
The Sportsocracy.
Let's open up the whole can of kick ass and kill them all. Let the paramedics sort them out.
We are back in the Sportsocracy on ESPN Asheville. 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400. Headphone issue here. So, this whole free agency period, is there a team that you look at and go, this is the breaking point?
Where things are going sideways?
Where this is going downhill in a hurry, and the warning sign is either what you've done or what you haven't done in free agency?
Well, I don't know that this is 100% the answer to the question you asked me, but the team that I'm looking at like that's San Francisco 49ers. Okay. I hate virtually everything they've done. I hate it all. I mean, you're bringing in all these situational pieces, Leonard Floyd, Yetur Gross-Matos. You don't draft well enough to be giving money like this to guys. And just because you have a bajillion picks doesn't mean that you can just throw things at the wall and see what sticks. Mm-hmm. I told you this on the way to Indianapolis for the comment. I've never thought John Lynch was all that good of a GM. I think he's very lucky that he's in a very bad conference and that he had a roster that was pretty well set when he got there. I don't love what they've done. I don't love and I'm just looking at the ones from the comments. Joshua Brooks said his Jacksonville Jaguars. I do feel like Trent Baalke is doing everything in his power to make sure that you're not high-level competitive while Trevor Lawrence is cheap. I hate everything they've done.
Jacksonville, too?
Yes. I mean, name me the move for Jacksonville that you look at and go, that was good.
Other than keeping Josh Allen in the building, there's not really one. I mean, you know me.
That was on a franchise tag. Any idiot with a computer and a keyboard could have done that.
No doubt. the Mac Jones thing, I don't know what you were looking for there, what you hope to gain out of that by giving up a 6th-round draft pick to get a quarterback that you're never going to play. And even if Trevor Lawrence gets hurt, are you going to feel good about Mac Jones taking over in that spot?
You'd feel better than you would have with C.J. Beathard. Oh, play the serve. I didn't even think of that. The C.J. Beathard era is over in Jacksonville.
Oh, no.
What? Oh, shoot. Whatever are we going to do? I am aghast.
No, there's not a go-to move there. You know me, I like Ezra Cleveland, but he's not. He hasn't.
That was a player that was already in the building.
Yeah. But keeping him in the building, I didn't think was a bad move.
No.
Gabe Davis does nothing for me.
He shouldn't. He does nothing for quarterbacks either, except one game a year.
While the Houston
He's
Texans,
the Santa Claus of the NFL.
While the Houston Texans are getting better, you're getting left behind.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a slow grind. But who does that fall on? Does that fall on everybody? Does Dougie Doug get the backlash from that, or is this going to be Trent Baalke?
Well, I mean, Doug Peterson has nothing to do with personnel. The Trent Baalke's the one. He's the one shopping for the groceries. He's the one doing this.
Mm-hmm.
And if you ever had any doubt of that, go back and look at what happened to San Francisco when Jim went away, and it was just Trent Baalke. Because this looks eerily familiar. He falls in love with guys. He bids against himself. He overpays players that don't have any right to make anywhere near what you're signing them for. And 2 years from now, they're all gone.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's so obvious to me with some of these players that you look at the name, you look at the contract, and go, yeah, he'll be somewhere else in a year. He'll be somewhere else in 2 years. Another team, you said breaking point, so I guess technically this fits. It's just, and to me, it's what you should do. It's just probably going to end up getting your coach fired. Minnesota Vikings. The Vikings are spending money like they're good. The only problem is, and I even like a couple of the pieces you got, I just don't like the price you got them at. And you mix that with you're going to have either a young quarterback or Sam Darnold. Boo. Boo, no.
Did you feel Jonathan Grenard was an overpay?
Yes.
4 years, $76
for
million.
that system. If Houston had given him that, I wouldn't have batted an eye at it. But that's not Houston.
Mm-hmm.
And you're not going to ask him to do what Houston asked him to do. And he had 1 year where he deserved that deal, and it was on the opposite side of Will Anderson.
Overpay for Van Ginkel?
No, I like that deal.
Okay.
AVG was fine. I think it's an overpay on Blake Cashman. 1 year in a defense that really promotes guys that can fly to the ball. And Blake Cashman can fly to the ball. The problem is that he has what I like to call Ray Charles eyes, which is he can guess. Probably wouldn't trust what he's seeing.
Not great at reading that play.
Yeah, I wouldn't trust what he sees.
Mm-hmm.
That was always my problem when he was with the Jets.
And did you have a major problem with the Aaron Jones acquisition?
I just don't get it. I don't really get it for Aaron Jones. Okay, so you got probably 1 year left. You're going to go significantly downhill after this year, and you're going to do that with Sam Darnold and that team. And look, I like Sam better than anybody.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's a rebuilding year for Minnesota. I also have this low-key fear that Sam Darnold is going to show all of you what I've been trying to say for 5 years, and then you're going to be in that same boat that the Seattle Seahawks were with Geno Smith, the Giants were with Daniel Jones, and the Bucs were this year with Baker Mayfield. You accidentally either come close to or actually do make the playoffs in a horrific NFC. Do you notice that all three teams I just said are in the NFC? You know what all three of them had in common, too? They played god-awful schedules. Look at Minnesota's. It's not as untoward as people think.
Mm-hmm.
And then Kwesi Adolfo-Mensa, he's up for Executive of the Year. Kevin O'Connell's up for Coach of the Year. And 2 years from now, they're 4-13. Because you're paying Sam legit money. You had to pay Justin Jefferson. The defense is still not markedly better, so you're getting into shootouts routinely.
Mm-hmm.
And you just don't have the ammo for it. I get why you're doing what you're doing. I just don't like it.
You don't like the fact that they're trying to stay competitive. Because that's essentially
my
what this
rule.
is. Of course, I do. That's what I'm saying. I'm just summing up the Jeremy Greene philosophy.
I will never spend money to be 8-0. Ever. Because it didn't get me anything. I got nothing out of that. That, to me, is the worst spot you can be in the NFL, is we spent money, we've got commitments that are moving year after year after year, and it may only be one more year because a lot of the deals they signed are 2-year deals or 1-year deals. But we do that, and what did it get you? You didn't even get into the playoffs. You didn't even get the warm and fuzzies from your fan base. You still have coaches and GMs and coordinators that are on a hot seat. Then what was the point? Because, I mean, I don't see a way that they're going to finish better than 9-8. Do you?
No.
Even with the bad schedule, even with a division that I think that the other three teams are better than you, I'm not dead sold on two of them. And one of them's the Lions.
But is it easier to build on the Lions. Is it easier to build on a competitive roster than it is to build on a dead one? Like so we do the Jeremy Greene thing, we completely tank. Is it easier to add to the okay-ish team than it is to tear it down to the studs and just start over?
Well, I don't mind it so much with Minnesota because so many of the guys they signed are so young. Like, I feel like Jonathan Grenard's been in this league for 10 years. He's only 26. And if I'm not mistaken, I think he just turned 26. So you signed a young guy that, in theory, should get better. I'm okay with that. That's a piece moving down the line. I just feel like what they're doing here sets the fan base up for failure, much as I have seen with some of the other teams that I said, because you're not a Super Bowl contender. You're barely a playoff contender. And I think even then, I think I'm being nice. And so if you miss the playoffs, you've set the fan base up, and now that's a failure. You're setting yourself up for the failure, as opposed to just tear it down to the studs. Kurt left. That gave you the excuse to do this. But instead, you're trying to patch it together. That doesn't make any sense to me.
But are they going to be that much better? Are they going to be so competitive that they will, as you said, be in that 7-10 range still? Or
Probably.
Has everybody else gotten so much better that, okay, they made the moves that they made. Sure, you spent $9 million or $7 million, whatever it was, on Aaron Jones to bring him in for 1 year. Do we still go 4-13?
All right, so go range of outcomes here. Because, yes, I would say they're in that 7-10 range. 7-10, 8, 9, 9, and 8. All right, so go range of outcomes. You make the wild card round of the playoffs and get absolutely slaughtered, which is how that would go, in my opinion. You tell me when I say something that's incorrect.
Okay.
You flirt with the wild card round, you don't make it, and the fan base is upset because you didn't make the playoffs. Or you completely crater after you spent this money. You've set yourself up because you made it look like you were trying to be competitive, and then everybody's fired anyway. Tell me where I got anything wrong there. Is there any other range of outcomes? Because I would say no.
What, that they're just bad?
No, is there any other range of outcomes than what I just said? They're either going to be bad, barely competitive and barely make the playoffs, competitive and barely miss the playoffs. Do you see a path that they're way better than that?
No.
Neither do I.
No.
So there's no upside.
My question is there a path for them to be worse than that?
Awful?
Is there still a path that they can
be
pretty high in the draft, but still spend this money?
Well, that's what I said, though, is that if they're awful, that was the bottom side of it. If they're awful, you go 3-14, awesome. You got to pick at the top of the draft. Everybody's fired anyway. Kevin O'Connell's gone. Kwesi Adofo-Mensah's gone. You spent the money. You set yourself up. You made me believe that this defense was going to be better. And we were going to prop up around Sam Darnold. And we were going to get it to Jay Jettas out on the outside. And Aaron Jones was going to boost the running game. And the offensive line was going to be better. And none of that happened. And now somebody's head has to roll. You did that to you. You could have just looked at this and said, you know what? We're going to sign some one-year deals. This year ain't going to be pretty. We're not going to overdraft the quarterback. We're going to go get a stud in the draft, Quinion Mitchell. And then a year from now, we'll get our quarterback. And everybody would have sustained through it. But GMs and coaches, they can't do it. They cannot do it. Can't take the layup.
No, because it's not a layup. Because the fan base is not going to go for that.
The fan base would totally go for that. If you told the fan base right now there's going to be a stud quarterback in the draft next year, we're going to pick number 1, they would take 2 and 15 to do it. There's 10% of people that are out of their damn minds, and if you're trying to cater to them, you should get into selling insurance or something because this ain't the job for you.
Mm-hmm.
But 90% of the fan base, you get me a quarterback next year, I'll deal with it. I'll deal with it. It's fine. But the screw-up is you're picking in this same spot next year. Oh, great. So now we were awful again. You spent all that money, and we still don't have a shot at a quarterback. I still got to spend 3 first-round picks to get up there and get the guy that's going to lead this franchise for the foreseeable future.
Has there ever been a coach that's ever done that? Has there ever been a coach that's just been like, yeah, we're going to suck this year and get the high draft pick?
Said it out loud or done it?
Done it.
Done it? Oh, God, yeah. Brian Flores did it. Steve Wilkes did it. The only problem is that the Cardinals didn't necessarily live up to their end of that bargain, which was, hey, you be terrible, and then we're going to fire you for Cliff Kingsbury.
I was like, neither of those guys are still working, or as head coaches in that position.
Robert Saleh did it the year he got the Jets job. They were bad. They were bad. There was really nothing he could do about it because you needed more than one offseason to build that defense, and now he has. He has built that defense, but the offense is still bad.
Yes,
because you never got the quarterback. So the year that you bottomed out, you screwed up and won a game, and instead of Trevor Lawrence, you got Zach Wilson. Maybe that's why I'm so sensitive to this.
No doubt.
Oh, hold on. I got to say this because Gambit fan just said this, and I hear Philadelphia fans say this all the time. It said the 76ers did it, and we're still suffering from the process. What are you suffering from? Oh, you mean because you haven't won a title? This is the best 10-year run of that franchise ever.
Yep.
Ever. In the franchise's history, this is the most relevant you've been for the longest period of time. No, you don't have a ring. But there's no suffering here. You're what, the 2 seed in the East right now? That's not suffering. You want to talk about suffering? Look at the Charlotte Hornets.
Bingo.
That's suffering.
Cry me a river.
Yeah, their process got them LaMelo Ball and Brandon Miller.
Yeah, we suck, and there's no hope for this
You
team.
got Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons, and I get it. The Ben Simmons thing didn't 100% end the way you wanted it to.
Nope, but at least you've been competitive. At least you've been ruling the East for the regular season.
You're playing games in May that matter every single year. This one included.
Yes.
That's not suffering. To me. I get what you're saying.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's not to say that your pain doesn't matter. It's not to say that you're not disappointed with your team. But you can't honestly look at that and go, yeah, the process completely failed. No, it didn't.
People have to remember that in the NBA, Major League Baseball, et cetera, there are 29 losers every year. In the NFL, there are 31 losers every year. You have to tier these things out into levels. All right, there are 6 high-level competitive teams for a Super Bowl every year. The other 26 teams have to temper expectations. The problem is they don't. And you do things like what Minnesota has done here, and it confuses a fan base.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we signed one of the best pass rushers on the market. We signed another second-tier pass rusher that's really good. We added one of the better off-ball linebackers. Well, the defense is going to be better. Is it, though? Are you sure? Because you lost your best defensive player who, oh, by the way, is better than all 3 players you signed here. All of them. And he signed for cheaper. Shorter, but cheaper.
Mm-hmm.
That's hard for a fan base to wrap their brains around. Because you're giving them mixed signals. You sign guys with because you said, has any coach ever come out and said that? No one ever will, because you get fined by the league and you get the commissioner to be up your keister. No, you just do it low key. And you know who's doing that right now? New England. And I'll be honest with you, I love to say bad things about New England, and I've made fun of the fact that they're spending a lot of money to bring back this roster that was not good. Look how long the deals are. This ain't money that's going to be hanging over them during the Drake Mayer, Jaden Daniels. You'll have it for 2 years because you don't want the roster to be so bad that you can't even figure out what you have like the Panthers did last year.
It's weird. It reminds me of another place where there was a New England disciple that went and it was bad, and then it got better. Houston. Remember how we picked apart Houston's roster for the last 2 years? Before they got D'Amico Ryans, and we went, what are they doing? Why are you signing all of these guys? You know, the Malik Collinses to a 1-year, $8 million deal, and they're adding the Camus Grugier Hills and just all of these ancillary pieces that you go, It doesn't look like a roster, and then all of a sudden you get the coach, and it works.
And Eric Heimdallr, who has been a great commenter on this here program.
Yeah, it's very active today.
Has said the Vikings have $57 million currently being paid out to players not on the team. You're 100% right. And if you had just eaten that and said, "Oh, you know what? We're resetting the books to make this team really formidable," Vikings fans would have been fine with it for a year if there was that carrot at the end of the road. Problem is that you signed too much. And now that carrot feels like it would be a disaster. If you pick at 1, this season was a disaster, everybody's fired.
Yep.
Because we gave you the pieces to not be the worst team in the league. Because people forget about that dead cap thing. We'll talk about that for a day, then, or even for the entire offseason. Then as soon as the play happens on the field and you see Jonathan Grenard not registering sacks and Blake Cashman missing tackles and the secondary still awful and they can't run even though they signed Aaron Jones, fans will forget that. They'll completely let that slip out of their head. And they'll go, I thought this team was supposed to be better.
Mm-hmm.
We moved on from Kirk. What are we doing here? Why do we not take Bo Nix? Why do we not take J.J. McCarthy? Why do we not take Michael Penix?
Bingo.
Because fans are impatient when you don't give them a reason to be patient.
Nope. And every one of them will revolt if you don't take a quarterback in this draft.
And the problem is, I don't think any of the quarterbacks are good. I really don't. I don't think any of them are good.
Mm-hmm.
And the problem is that you may see J.J. McCarthy go at 12 to Denver and sit on the bench for a year, and that just makes it louder. We passed on McCarthy, and he's going to end up being good. He could be the biggest bum in the league. You don't know because he's not going to play.
Which is why you should draft him at 11, bring him to Minnesota, and let him play.
That's why I look at a team like Arizona and go, do I love what you're doing? No, but you know what you're not doing? You're not giving the fan base hope that you're going to go 10-7 this year and make the playoffs. So if you go 5-12, it's still part of the process. Monty Ossenfort and Jonathan Gannon can go. It's all part of the plan. We got Marvin Harrison Jr. We got a couple defensive pieces late in the first round, early in the second round. Just trust us. This roster was killed. Blame Cliff Kingsbury. So just like politics, my predecessor screwed this all up, and it's going to take me some time. You just got to re-elect me. That's all I need, 4 more years to fix what he did.
You're in the Sportsocracy. This ESPN Asheville 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Dragging along through this midweek forecast, and our hump day looks absolutely beautiful. I hope you get some time later today to enjoy the sunshine. Got 2 more days of this, and then wet weather as we look ahead toward Friday. Some showers, thunderstorms around, but it's still going to stay mild. Near 70 today and sunny tonight. Lows in the low 40s and clear. Tomorrow, plenty of sunshine and the warmest day of the week, 75. A few showers, thunderstorms Friday, 70 degrees. From the Weather Channel, I'm Ray Stajic.
This report is sponsored by First Restoration Services.
Fire, flood, wind damage, arguably a homeowner's worst nightmare. For nearly 4 decades, First Restoration Services have been helping people recover from disasters with trust, integrity, speed, and quality. If you have a disaster, call them today, 1-800-537-6151, or online at frs247.com.
When we think about our health, we usually think about exercising and eating healthier, but don't forget that part of your overall health is your dental health. And y'all, if it's been 6 months or longer since your last visit, you need to get in to see the dentist. And Asheville Smiles Cosmetic and Family Dentistry. They offer general family dentistry as well as Invisalign orthodontics, Botox, fillers, sleep apnea screenings, and more. Dr. Merrill and the staff at Asheville Smiles, they're taking new patients, so get your smile back on track. World-class dental care with a hometown feel, AshevilleSmiles.com.
Hey listeners, do you want to win a scholarship while helping save lives? Well, now you can. Go to ProjectYellowlight.com, a scholarship competition for high school and college students to help with the brakes on distracted driving. Submit your radio ad idea, and your submission could be turned into a national radio ad, just like the one you're listening to now. Make a statement, win a scholarship, save a life. Go to ProjectYellowlight.com in partnership with Project Yellowlight, NHTSA, the Ad Council, and iHeartRadio.
No purchase necessary. Ends April 1st, 2024. For details and official rules, hit up ProjectYellowlight.com.
You might not know this, but the Ingalls Bakery is actually a bakery. As in, we bake things. Really delicious things. Things like crusty breads just waiting for that scrumptious strawberry jam. Apple fritters to pair perfectly with that morning cup of coffee. Cakes for any occasion, customized to your precise standards. And did we mention the cookies? It's all in the bag. Ingalls, Low prices, love the savings.
Showtime Sports and Mountain Graphics have teamed up under new ownership by an Asheville native to better serve our community with the finest custom apparel and unique branded items at the best price. Showtime Sports and Mountain Graphics can customize whatever you, your team, business, or local group may need through high-quality screen printing, embroidery, and laser engraving right here in Asheville. Free personal delivery within Buncombe County and a reduced delivery fee anywhere in Western North Carolina. Visit ShowtimeSportsAVL.com and MountainGraphicsAVL.com. Your one-stop custom apparel shops.
If cleanliness is next to godliness, look around the car right now. Is that very godly? Look, life comes at you fast, but so does WNC Auto Detailing. They have the tools to make your interior look like it's coming off the showroom floor. You don't believe me? Check them out on Instagram. All that filth and years of stains disappear. WNC Auto Detailing does full interior and exterior details with paint correction, and they do wax and ceramic coatings. Call WNC Auto Detailing at 455-3700. Premium care with a Southern hospitality touch.
The Sportsocracy.
Ice up, son. Ice up.
We are back in the Sportsocracy on ESPN Asheville. Free agency news coming down in the NFL.
Who's gonna break the news? Who's gonna break the news? Who's gonna break the news? Who's gonna break the news?
The Los Angeles Chargers, an 8-time Pro Bowl defensive end, former Defensive Player of the Year Khalil Mack. They're just restructuring. He's staying. Mike Williams is gone. They're releasing him, but they will restructure Khalil Mack, which will save them how much? They've already saved, what, they saved $10 million?
20 with Mike
$20
Williams.
million on Mike Williams. And now with Khalil Mack, who's got just a big old cap hit. How far do they have to kick the can down the road to ease the pain on this one?
Well,
is the question.
I mean, and that's the thing. There's different levels of cap hell. All right, so every year I feel like we go into the offseason and people see, oh, this team is blankety blank million over. What was LA was $80 million over the cap going into the offseason?
Something like that.
Well, people see that. What they don't realize is that is different than where New Orleans was. New Orleans was in worse shape because you're in the process of kicking the can down the road. So you don't have a lot of these things. They have Derek Carr, which is why they went to him very quickly and went, hey, we're gonna move, we're gonna restructure and move some signing bonus. The Chargers had a handful of pieces here. The problem is what it leaves on the backside. You lose Mike Williams. If you had lost Khalil Mack, then you don't necessarily have you don't have the talent that represents that cap number. But for the Chargers, it was never going to be all that hard for them to get under the cap and actually have money to spend. It was just going to cost you players you didn't really want to lose.
Right.
Keenan Allen.
A lot of the rumors were it was going to be one or more of the big four. Joey Bosa,
Mack.
yeah, Keenan Allen, Mike Williams. You have so much money tied up into two positions. At some point, you have to spread the wealth, so to speak. I mean, I hate to sound like Bernie Sanders, but geez.
That was not Bernie Sanders.
Was that not Bernie
no,
Sanders?
No, that was. Who did the Toy Story song? What was that guy's name?
Randy Newman.
Wendy takes another look at Wendy. Takes a bite.
You got a friend in me.
Takes another bite. That's what that was. They tried to do Bernie Sanders and gave us Randy Newman.
I'm too tired to do that anymore.
See, this is the reason that I do the impressions, because Tech does like 4 of them, and then they morph into other things that he never intended them to be.
Nope. You were going to cut loose somebody. You were going to trade somebody. I guess this is the end of it. Khalil Mack being restructured, Mike Williams being cut loose. Now you've got the flexibility where the other two are safe, correct?
I would say so. Gambit fan said that sounded like Jesse the Body Ventura trying to talk like Burns.
No doubt it did.
Oh, that
I hadn't planned for that.
That would be fun. Impressions of impressions doing impressions.
Doing an impression, yes. We'll have to work on that. We're not going to shop it. Live on the air.
No.
Minutes to go.
I'll come up with it. Notorious B.I.G. said that I was laughing like that song didn't make me cry.
Yeah.
Big. I'm going to tell you this, and I mean it. In the last 15 years, the only things that have made me cry are the New York Jets and the golden buzzer on America's Got Talent. That gets me every freaking time, and I don't know why. It's always some sad kid that's had like this awful life, and they're super talented, and then they hit it, and the gold confetti falls down, and they cry, and then I cry, and then I get angry because I cried, and then I just refuse to watch
Do you
the
get
show.
angry because you cried?
Oh, yeah.
You get mad at yourself?
Yeah, I'm one of those that if I hurt myself and start laughing or I start crying, you should run away, because what's going to come out of that large dude after this is all done is not going to be awesome.
That does not shock me at all. Mad at yourself because you cried. Nice. Just don't be afraid to cry, Jeremy.
Emotions are like your mother's bosom. You know exactly where it is, but it's best left unfelt.
Okay. That was more information than we needed today here in the Sportsocracy on ESPN Asheville. We'll continue to follow all of the free agency news for you as it unfolds in the NFL, winners and losers, all of the things. And
Dane Jackson has signed with the Carolina Panthers too, by the way.
Okay.
That's a corner.
Is
I mean,
it a
I like
useful
Dane
one? Is
Jackson.
it a third? I mean, it's a third option. He can take Dante Jackson's spot.
Yeah, it is an improvement over Dante Jackson.
Right.
I can tell you that.
But he's still
He's not as fast, but he covers.
But he's still
way
a 3, isn't he?
No, he could be a 2. Dane Jackson, this is the best analogy I can give you. Most of what I know about Dane Jackson was from covering the Jets. So he was always the one that I didn't want to throw at. I didn't want to see him lined up on Garrett Wilson because bad things tended to happen. I wanted to see Kyer Elam. Give me that one you took in the first round. He's bad. B-A-double-D, bad.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I like Dane Jackson. I'm curious to see what the money looks like. The money will tell us a lot. If you gave him $8 to $10 million a year, there's your 2. I'll answer that question for you. Now, if it's closer to 5, maybe not.
Right. Then it just becomes a piece.
Then he becomes a second outside corner.
Mm-hmm. Time wrapping up, or time winding down here for the day.
Alex S. said there needs to be a compilation of me saying ridiculous ish. You're not wrong. Look, I'm a crazy person, okay? They give me a microphone for 3 hours a day, and they just go, don't say wordy dirts. You can say crazy stuff. We're okay with crazy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
No bad words. No.
None of them. None of them. Jeremy, do you have parting advice for the betting public tonight as we look to tonight's games?
Well, I mean, you're getting into conference tournament basketball.
Mm-hmm.
And I will tell you this. There are times that the longtime gambler looks at lines and goes, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. And I don't know why this is. It's almost like they're daring me to wager some of these games. I'll give you an example. You got USC Washington playing, it tips off about 10 minutes.
Okay.
Both of these teams are awful. Both of them. Washington's getting 3.5. That doesn't make a ton of sense to me. I mean, USC's got 2 way more talented players. They're not good. But just be careful. Vegas knows exactly what they're doing. And you can get burned.
Yep.
I don't have a parlay for today, if that's what you're asking me.
No, I was just curious if there were any others that stuck out to you. You gave us the green on green earlier in the show.
I hope you got that when I said it, because that line's done nothing but go down, basically, since it came out of my mouth.
The Kansas Jayhawks are going to be without their top 2 players in this tournament. They've already ruled them out for the Big 12 tournament. Coming in, losing, 3 out of their last 4 or 3 out of their last 5 games, something like that, without your 2 best players and going up against Cincinnati, who's not real good. Cincinnati comes in as a 2.5-point favorite.
I'll take, no doubt. I'll take Kansas.
Take Kansas plus the 2.5.
I don't care if they don't have the two best players.
That's kind of how I feel. I saw that last night and I went, that's stupid. I don't care who's not playing. But there again, Kansas has been on the backslide. So could be wrong. I just saw that and thought that's a heck of an opportunity.
Is that what you were trying to ask me in the break? Of have they tapped out and yet they're still going to find a way to win a game or two in this tournament?
Have they? Because I think they have. I think they've tapped out of just, we got to get everybody healthy. We're not even going to take any chances of bringing, if we made it to the semifinals, we're not taking any chances with Hunter Dickinson. We need to win the big one, and we're preparing for the big tournament.
Well, you have to see the mental gymnastics there of, short of winning the tournament, we're not boosting our seed up. If we lose missing two of our best players, there will be somebody in that tournament room that goes, but they're still good.
Yes.
And so it won't actually hurt you. It might hurt where you're located more than it hurts your seed, so you can kind of tap out on those things. That would be my thinking. I have also heard I don't like the chances of Hunter Dickinson being available for at least early on in the tournament.
Yeah.
It sounded bad. It didn't look good.
Best of luck to everybody tonight on the DraftKings Sportsbook app.
It is that time. It's time to DraftKings because it's legal here in our state. You're now able to bet all of your favorite sports, whether it's college basketball, wager in those conference tournaments tonight, the NBA. You got a lot of bangers, and I'm going to be honest with you. There's a lot of numbers that feel like they might be a little too low. But no matter what your flavor is, you can wager it from your phone with DraftKings. For a limited time, new customers who sign up with promo code JGBETS and bet $5 will receive $250 instantly in bonus bets. Whether you prefer playing player props, same-game parlays, or you just want to ride that heater in the money line, you can do it all with DraftKings Sportsbook. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now using code JGBETS and bet $5 to get $250 instantly in bonus bets. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook with code JGBETS. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 877-718-5543 or visit morethanagame.nc.gov. 21 plus, North Carolina only, new customers only. Subject to regulatory licensing requirements. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. Deposit wagering and eligibility restrictions apply. Terms at DraftKings.com/sportsbook/NC.
And that'll do it for us today here in the Sportsocracy. Coming to you from the Ingalls studio. Join us again on Friday. Tomorrow afternoon, ACC tournament basketball with the North Carolina Tar Heels taking on, well, whoever wins today.
And watch the YouTube channel. We got stuff. It's Draftmas. And Draftmas season brings you a gift on a daily basis.
We'll see you on Friday.
At Target, our prices for Easter are so low, you can put all your eggs in one basket. Surprise them with Target exclusive Favorite Day treats, like our unique chocolate bunny and a cute basket, all from just $4. Add in some fun with a 6-pack of bubbles, 50-piece sidewalk chalk, and super soft stuffed animals, all from $5. And get great family picks with new Easter looks. It's easy with women's and girls' dresses for only $20 and under. Low prices on everything for Easter? Now that's Target.
This is the time of year to enjoy life. Stop letting that pain in your joints keep you from doing what you want to do this spring. Call QC Kinetics now. QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in regenerative medicine. I'm talking lasting joint pain relief with no surgery, no drugs, and no downtime. It's a fact. QC Kinetics is literally transforming lives. Their advanced treatments harness your own body's ability to restore and repair damaged joint tissue. Pro athletes have been doing this for decades, but now this life-changing treatment is available for you, so you can walk and run and climb stairs and play golf and move again pain-free. No pain pills, no risky surgery. This is an all-natural solution. QC Kinetics has tens of thousands of satisfied patients who have reclaimed their mobility. Take action now and live your best life this spring and summer. It's a great use of your tax refund check, by the way. Call QC Kinetics for a free consultation. Phone 828-333-9517. 828-333-9517. That's 828-333-9517 in Asheville and in Greenville.
We're back counting down to kickoff. Let's look at today's 3 keys to premium pre-gaming with Beast Unleashed, presented by Monster Brewing. Number 1, beat the heat.
Unleash the beast with bold, familiar flavors, 0 caffeine and 0 sugar.
Number 2, running the option.
There's 4 to choose from: White Haze, Peach Perfect, Scary Berries, and my personal favorite, Mean Green.
And number 3, at 6% ABV, Max Protect.
Always drink responsibly, and you must be 21 or over.
Beast Unleashed, available at your local retailer.
Worry less about spring cleaning and call Zero Res Carpet and Air Duct Cleaning. Mention ESPN Asheville, and you'll get 3 rooms of carpet cleaned for $129 plus a free hallway. Book online at ZeroResAsheville.com.
The Sportsocracy.
You two are just dumber than a bag of hammers.
Friday, March 15th, the Orange Peel presents Scott Stapp, lead vocalist and lyricist for Creed. Get your tickets now, online at theorangepeel.net. Don't miss Scott Stapp, live March 15th. See you at the Peel.
What? New scratch-offs are out? That means new chances to become a North Carolina Education Lottery Winners Club